You're not going to do headphones? Don't know?
I don't think so.
I like the headphones. I like hearing myself talk, which is why this is perfect.
I might switch to headphones.
We'll see.
Or maybe I have to start with what I finish with. Or you think I could do no headphones to start and then like halfway put them on?
I don't know. There's loose headphone rules. You know what I mean?
Because it's like I didn't. When I was looking at myself in the mirror, I didn't look at myself with the headphones on, so I don't know what they're gonna.
This
do.
wasn't envision. This you didn't envision headphones.
I'll start without them, bro.
Okay. All right. Welcome to the Preme Pod. This is episode 1. My name is Rose the engineer. This is Jace Preme, and we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So we have very loose things on what we're gonna do, but we're gonna be doing one a week. And it's going to suck for a while until it doesn't suck. And that's how it goes.
When it stops sucking, it's going to be amazing.
Yeah.
You're going to stare at me?
You got the sheet.
I got the sheet. Yeah, I got the sheet. So basically, he kind of talked about what we're going to do. And what we're going to do is kind of everything. We're going to talk about business stuffs, investment stuffs, crypto stuff, sales stuff, music,
yeah,
culture,
yeah,
bees.
We were recording yesterday, and every beat you had, every Drake type beat ends with some sort of bee army. They slow it down. Down.
It's probably somebody singing, and it's probably like a million times faster than them singing. That's probably what it is.
It just sounds like a bee invasion.
And
so I forgot how sweet you were at making music. Because when was the last time I recorded you?
January, February.
Did I record you at the Russell? Or was it at Bank Rose still?
That was at the Russell.
It was at the Russell? That must have... Yeah, because I got in the Russell in December. So you must have been there like a month after I got in there.
Yeah, I remember.
Or something.
It was when... I stayed the night there.
Yeah, you stayed the night, but that was...
It was before it was...
Before I had my area rug.
Everything, was
Listen,
like everything.
That area rug, just like in here, if this area rug was gone, this room would be shit.
No, they really do that.
In my spot, I had that area rug, and I could immediately charge $10 more per hour. I'm about to put area rugs on my ceiling. I'm about to put area rugs.
Get an area mirror.
Get an area mirror.
Talking.
Yeah.
And then, man, so with the Russell now, man. So like now, what's the plan? Now we're at the Russell. What's the plan?
So I mean, now that I'm off Bank Rose and I don't have like so much anger in my heart about that, because that was a very my buddy Jupiter told me, he's like, you were deep in your shadow, and I was like, fuck yeah, I was deep. I was in the depths of my shadow. Yeah, so things are on an upswing for me, right? Because it's like now the studio's presentable. I don't want to do a studio like how I did at Bank Rose. Here's the thing for everyone too listening, right? Is like, I'm not going to tell you what happened, okay? Yeah. You're going to figure it out by watching as we go, all right? This podcast, there's lore. We're going to establish lore. This is world building, right? Basically, I had a business. I fell out with my business partners. At the time, I couldn't differentiate between whether it was malicious or whether it was stupidity on their part or what level I was to blame or what level they were to blame. It was all very confusing. My world got flipped upside down. I almost didn't survive it in a multitude of ways. Anyway, so I'll just leave it there, but we'll talk about it as we go more.
Everybody's like, what is he talking
about? Yeah, watch episode 4 probably. This is episode 1. Well, I hope we make it to 4. Seems so far away from now. 3 weeks away. Anyway, I'm off on a rant. Okay, so I'm not trying to do a studio in the way of like hiring engineers, because when I had Bank Rose, a big mistake that I made, one of the very fundamental mistakes that I made was expanding wide and not deep. So, for example, I had engineers, and it was me, F.A. Meach, and CBSM Henny. And we were three very competent engineers, right? good at what we do. So when we got the second studio, which was the Blue Room, right, I had to hire more people. And then I was funneling through people because they weren't competent. So like there were certain things, or they didn't have it in their heart, right? So like certain things as I, when I left Mix Factory and got into that business, I brought Meech and I brought Henny with me, and they were ready to go. And they were good. And even if they weren't good, they got good over time. Like Henny in particular, like, he was a producer fundamentally. I just basically taught very, very light shit on Pro Tools and just be like, go and charge $25 an hour and they'll deal with it, whatever. But he got good over time because he put the work in, right? So I had people who wanted to do it, and I had competent engineers. As I got my second studio, I had to hire more people, right? And then finding engineers is immensely difficult because here's the thing. If you're good at engineering, here's a dirty secret. If you're good at engineering, why would you work in a studio when you could charge $30 an hour out of your house, validate it, and not have to pay overhead or not have to give someone anything, right? Like that's a real question.
Scary. That's the answer. It's scary.
It's scary.
That's the answer that people will say.
It's scary. Like if you're an engineer,
it's scary because I've told so many people that, I know engineering is probably one where it's really good to do. But I've told so many people who have this skill or this thing that they're really good at and won't monetize it because they're scared to go out on their own and they'd rather work for someone else.
That's true.
The caveat is if you work for someone else, you have consistently, just like personal trainers. Like I was working at LA Fitness, they pay their personal trainers nothing. Like,
right.
But they get to have consistent clients.
Right.
Like
And a smoothie.
$12 an hour. Exactly.
And a smoothie.
But if you're your own personal trainer, you can charge $100 or whatever you want.
Yeah.
But
shout out my man's Quano. He's a personal trainer. Shout out my man's Quano.
I gotta give
yeah.
Bro.
Shout out. Anyway.
Yeah, show me him. But yeah, like people just are scared of just just putting it all on you, and it's not easy. And I want that to be the thing. It's not easy, and I don't want to. Those people who are scared, you should be, because it's hard.
Yeah. But no risk, no reward. No risk, no reward.
Exactly.
That's a very good point. You're right. It is.
Because I'm the person. I feel like you were saying the other day that now you're at a spot where people are willing to listen to you. I'm at that spot where people aren't as willing to listen to me.
And they were before, you're saying?
No, I'm saying I haven't got to the point where like people are really willing to listen to me, and I find myself a lot of times telling people like, "Hey, just go ahead and do this." But
yeah,
I'm still like at this spot where it's like I'm getting to where I'm supposed to be. So I think once I get there and it makes more sense to listen.
100%.
But I tell everyone, like, monetize what you do, because you can make a bunch of money like over time. It starts today, not next year.
Right. The thing about this too, especially like with me being so in debt and making so many mistakes from Mix Factory where I started to Bank Rose, to where I am now, like the mistakes that I made along the way, like now that I'm in debt because I didn't set up my business correctly, and I got into business with someone that I knew for like 3 weeks. You know what I mean? And so, excuse my burp. So that's a mistake. And then half of that was me being complacent, and half of that was me okay, here's a danger of a team, right? Mm-hmm. If you have a team, but you don't really know what you're doing, right? It's like everyone has sort of these roles, right? But if you don't really know them very well, they can take that role and then take advantage of their position, or you not knowing the information will fuck you in the end, right? And so like it's a tough call to make, right? Because like now the type of shit I'm on, obviously I got burned, so like take this with a grain of salt, but it's like, and this isn't like Kurt's fault, my business partner. This isn't Kurt's fault. This is just how things rolled out.
Yeah, exactly.
Is like, he's like, I'll take care of setting up the LLC. I'll take care of taxes. I'll take care of this. So I didn't have to do any of that. But that means I don't know anything. But that also means that I don't know how to get a business loan, which means that what I could have done at Bank Rose is I could have, when shit was cascading down, because it was literally like no bullshit. It was like 1 month, and like, 8 months prior to that, I was taking home $5,000 a month, take home, right? In my pocket. And I had what was my percentage? It was 51%. So the way we did it, which I think is also a dumbass way of doing this, is we would, whatever was in profit, we went into percentages. So I got 51, Corey got I want to say it was 17 and Kurt got like 34. That might be shit math, but it's something like that, right? But I was making like 5,000 take home. So I would give myself the engineer pay from Bancrose and then the profits split on top of that, right? Because I was an employee of myself, whatever. But, which is probably not a good way of doing that, but that's how we did it because very off the seat of our pants type shit. But, yeah, but I went from 5,000 clean, literally 1 month later, 1,000. Right? Instantly. Right? And it was like, because everyone got the PPP and unemployment and shit.
Right. And they were like,
and then
spending that shit.
Yeah, they blew it. And then as soon as they blew it, there was that level of, I don't need a job. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, lazy. Right. People got lazy and complacent. As soon as that unemployment ran up, people were like that. What was that kid with the bull? God. Please, sir, may I have some more unemployment? No. Man. And then so they just stood in line basically for the last 9 months waiting for the unemployment to come back. Like they were protesting, we can do it. Yeah, that's all crazy. But anyway, yeah, so I went boom, and it was, and the thing about that too is, right, and this is why I got into fights with like my girlfriend, right? I won't get super deep into that, but it's like, she's like, you should have walked away earlier, like when it hit. And I'm like, okay, break this down. I put 5 years into something, and 1 month it goes from 5 to 1,000, and you want me to run immediately? Yeah, that's crazy. You know, so when bad things happen, like, because obviously she's right in hindsight. Right. I should have seen. Right. I should have seen the forest for the trees. I guess I should have seen what was happening. I should have seen what it was. There's a whole bunch of other reasons I should have left. Me and Kurt got into a disagreement. We have fundamentally different ideas with business that I don't think it was going to work long term anyway. I don't hate. Sounds
like you guys broke up.
No, but listen, it really is. It really is.
Sounds like what a therapist would tell you guys broke up for.
Yeah, the therapist be like, "What are you dating?"
Bro, because like we had fundamental differences that can like okay.
No, but for real, but
you're in bed with your business partner. That's usually how it is. Like,
for sure, especially if you're selling mattresses.
Yeah, especially if you're selling mattresses.
But it really is like that. No, because really, I will say this too: is like you get to know like your business partners sometimes more than your family. Like if you're going super hard.
Anybody you do work with business.
Yeah.
I mean, if you do it actually, you're gonna do it a lot. So if you do it a lot, you're gonna see them a lot. So
yeah.
You gotta like them in some type of way. You have to be cool with them.
Oh, I hope you're recording. Put your headphones on. Put your headphones on.
Let me actually. Looks like a pop-up message.
Oh, okay.
Let's see what we got.
What's it talking about?
Talking about something with Zoom.
Ba 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 ba. All right, we're back. Okay, so here's for the cut. All right, so what we learned. All right, guys, we're all learning. We're learning about podcasts. Here's what we learned, guys, with podcasts. You should wear headphones. Should definitely wear headphones. I gotta figure out a way to not breathe. Like, you ever play Legend of Zelda?
No.
Why am I doing this with you? Did you game it? Anyway, all right. Then this is for our. You play? That's respectable. I never played Crash Bandicoot because I didn't have a PlayStation. But the original. I just made fun of you for not playing Zelda. I don't even remember the enemy names. Anyway, they look like pigs. I gotta stop. I hear my nose.
You can hear me when I be recording. That's me.
Yeah. I'm very breathy. I lost all that weight with the energy drinks. Oh, anyway, line this up. 3, 2, 1. Okay, so what we learned from the podcast. All right, can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself.
There you go.
Hello.
Hello.
I gotta talk louder. Like
no, just pull it close.
I think generally I have to talk louder. Everyone's always saying they can't hear me everywhere I go.
Well, tell them to fucking listen.
That's what I be. Listen.
I'm quiet so that you.
But no, they said that a power move is talking quiet because it makes people have to
lean in so you can hit them with the uppercut.
Yeah. So, you know, maybe that's my.
That's what I do when I rob people. I'm like, give me all your money. They're like, excuse like, what? They're like, what? And I'm like, give me all your fucking money. And then they, huh?
Victim says what? That's what I'm thinking the whole time.
Victim says what? Let me snatch those buffs. So I don't even remember what we were talking about, but that's okay.
I think it's cool that you kind of gave everybody like a complete story of your life before kind of say who the hell you were. Like you said, I'm with Rose the engineer, but like, man, you can now that they have so much context about you, now you can kind of say like what you do.
Right. So okay, so let's talk about you now. All right, how'd you get into sales?
How did I get into sales?
And when did you realize you were good? Because here's the thing, right, is like you're 23, and I know that because I asked you yesterday when we were recording, because I always forget. I'm 32, so I got some time. I've got some 8 years. I got some beard on you, right? So,
emphasis on the beard, man.
So walk through, I know it, right? I know your story, because how old were you when you came to me to record?
I was still in high school.
That's crazy.
I think. I believe. Damn. I got some recordings from you from 2016, and that was still in high school. Wow, I was 16 years old.
I don't think it was 16 if it was at Bank Rose, because I never recorded you at Mix Factory. I opened Bank Rose in June of 2017.
I had some, maybe those were from my dad's files. I thought only you were the one who put the date and the name, but I maybe that was somebody else. But I know it got to be 2017 though.
For sure.
It has to be.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I was looking through my phone, and like there were pictures of people you used to come with. I didn't catch any of old ones of you. I was actually looking. I was trying, but you know how shit gets lost in your phone and shit. But it was like, I think it was like 18 for sure, 2018. So anyway,
yeah, no matter what. But I think it was the bottom half of 20.
Yeah, you would have been 17, 18. If you were still in high school, that's crazy.
I know. I think I was in high school for sure. Like I think I was like the latter half of high school.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah.
Okay, so high school music, you were always really good at music too. Like even in high school, like they're gonna hear your music, but like your pen is outstanding and you can actually sing like immensely.
Now I can. Back
now
then
you can.
I didn't have it mastered. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, but that's cool. You know what's crazy to think about though too is like even me as an engineer, because I was good back then, because even when you met me I was good, but that's still 5 years. That's my mixes are 5 years old too.
That is crazy though,
you know?
Because like I was saying like you're like ahead of your time back then, and it's like now like you're even like you got shit down.
Yeah, even more. And in 5 years the shit I'm doing now will be trash. You know what I mean? Like that's why I can keep engineering, because there's always something to learn. Right?
Oh yeah, because it's new shit.
Same thing with art and music, right? Is like you can constantly push the ball. There is no perfect song.
Yeah, and the more you live life, I mean, that's why I love music and living life, because the more I live life, it's just easier to write, because it's just stuff be happening.
Yeah.
I mean, dang, you went from asking me, because I was trying. The whole time I've been trying to think of my answer.
So we could just walk through. Okay, like what led you? Okay, because what I remember, pull that mic a little closer too. I think.
Right here.
Yeah.
Right around the mouth.
Right.
Pause. I guess
it was super pause.
I forgot to pause. Like,
yeah.
Because I mean, I always have my girl around, so it's just always cool. But if she's not around, then it's like I feel like I have to pause.
Yeah.
When she's around, it's like she's the pause. Like, it's like look at her. Like,
yeah,
it's a girl.
It's okay. You don't pause with a girl, because that's a pause. That's a double pause. That's a pause within a pause. So, Panera Bread. That's where I remember you starting when you had a job. Because I like when I got to know you. What are you listening?
I think I heard Mike.
All right, go check it out. This is episode 1. Don't continue if shit's fucked up. Is it still going? It's not recording? Oh, there's a red light on the front that shows recording, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I heard the sound. That's what actually threw
me off. Yeah.
Okay, it's fine.
But it is recording, right?
For that little space, I'll just put like some animation there for.
You should put footage of Dragon Ball Z. That whole time.
Whenever the camera cuts off, guys, today, you guys are getting like
Dragon Ball Z fights. That's actually dope.
Actually, you guys are getting my 2K clips. You might get some of those. I got some fire ones. I'll make some stuff in there for you guys. It'll be nice.
Yeah, for the people. That's dope. Yeah. So anyway, Panera Bread. What year were you at Panera? Was that your first job?
My first job, I was a bagger at a grocery store.
You were a bagger.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that in high school?
That was high school. That was like I think I got it when I was 15.
Okay.
It was like $7 or $8 an hour.
Right, but when back then you could buy things before the inflation.
No, I remember that. Yeah, a little bit.
But also
I was
we were
riding my
15.
bike to work.
Yeah, right. Okay, so grocery bag. That sounds horrendous as a job.
That was the worst. Me and my bro, he's gonna probably be on here several times. We're going a lot of business together. Me and him have worked almost every job together like since then, and like that was like the worst job ever.
Really?
Like that was like honestly like prison slavery.
Damn.
Dragon Ball Z clip.
Yeah, right here.
That's what you guys are getting. So yeah, because I'm not about to. Yeah, no, but
I
yeah,
guess we're going to audio now.
we might just go to audio.
All right, we're going to audio.
Record some with the phone. I can get some footage with the phone, to be honest.
Okay.
Let me just put my other phone on here, and then we're gonna continue.
We'll pause because this is a good place to pause anyway, and then we'll cut it in just to.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, is that recurring? That's going.
That's going. Things are going. I hear myself.
Blah 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 blah.
We're good.
I'm gonna ignore it. I'll kind of look at it. Okay, I'm gonna do this for you. So camera two. Ready for the sound? Now, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Okay. So
sales.
Sales. Panera Bread. You are a bagger.
Wait.
No, I'm sorry. You were a bagger. Those are two separate things. I'm trying to lead you into sales. Let me see if I can get you in the shot. Do a podcast.
Yeah, doing a podcast.
Me and Jace. Okay, now you can't see me.
Well, I'm the most important.
You are okay. Anyway, I don't give a shit. Can you? Okay, if you can hear me, I don't know if this is entertaining. I don't give it. I'm going live just to go live. I'm going to ignore you. Everyone's dropping out. Who cares? Okay. So, okay, Panera Bread. Mm-hmm. Okay, you were a bagger. I said the same thing. You were a bagger, and then Panera Bread. Right. And then what did you do after Panera Bread?
So at Panera Bread, that's where I got super hated life, depressed. That's where I got the hunger, but beyond just being hungry myself, to just start doing something else.
Right.
I was working. I was at Panera, and I'm getting paid $12 an hour to do what my manager's getting paid. I think their salary was $48,000 a year to do. And because I'm doing everything, he just comes in, hey, I need you to cover this. I'm about to go do this, just right. BS. So I'm
go to the arcade.
I mean, he
you
would just
lick
be
the
gone.
baguettes. You cheese the baguettes. I'm gonna take a nap.
Bacon, I would do. Man, that job, bro. That wasn't as bad as the bagger job, because I have a responsibility and I had people following me. That's when I would get into management and stuff. So
at Panera, yeah, you kind of rose quickly from what I remember.
Yeah,
through the Panera ecosystem. Right,
running the show and going at every fucking Panera and always, just being everywhere. But yeah, so after Panera, during Panera, I was approached by this place that I think went out of business and fucked them so much. Me and my bro also worked here together, but it's a place called City Barbecue.
Okay.
So these guys that worked there, they were, before it was built, they came into our Panera down the street and were like, "Hey, you guys liking it here?" I'm like, who is this guy? Dude, I'm at Panera. I got this Panera hat on. What the fuck do you want from me? No, I don't fucking like it here.
I'm making bread.
Do you want broccoli cheddar soup, or what do you want? But he's like, we got a place down the street. I'm like, what is this guy talking about? And then he said what he knew to say.
Make bread for me.
He talking about $16 an hour, and I was
right.
like, hold on, dude. Giving him a bag with my number in it. What are you talking about? So it was $16 an hour to come work at this barbecue joint. I was like, well, it's not just about money for me. I love that they're about to promote me to my management position, I believe, blah, blah, blah. They've been talking about it. He was like, well,
you're talking about Panera.
Yeah. Okay. I was telling them that Panera is about to promote me to a manager. And I'm like, I like that on my resume more than just I work for you as a team member making 16. I'm like, I want that. And he's like, well, oh no, you can definitely be a manager here if that's if you got what it takes. I'm like, well, yeah, they just said Panera. You are just opening business, sir. This is Panera Bread, $1 billion business. They said I'm ready to be. I have what it takes.
Is Panera Bread really $1 billion business?
I know they are. They're probably
really.
Their profit margin on the shit that they do is just insane.
Insanely good.
Crazy good. Because for how little they pay people for how much they make, because they make a lot.
Yeah,
they make a lot of money.
That's interesting.
And they make a lot. I'll say that. But fuck, you gotta catch me back up to speed. I'm ADHD. You just
All right. So yeah, the City Barbecue.
Poacher guy comes in and he's like, yeah. We got this, you can come over here work for me. He says, okay, if you got what it takes to be a manager, you could be a manager here. And for the, and then you'll make 18. I'm like, well, that sounds great. How long will that take? Well, in just the first month, you just show us what you've shown Panera, then we should have no problem.
Real quick, sorry, I know you're ADHD. Did he lie? Was that a lie? Was that just a lie?
Yeah, it was a lie.
Okay.
It ended up being a lie.
Yeah, it's okay. So just for everyone listening, if you're young, right? When people come in and they promise you, yeah, if you got what it takes to be the manager,
don't
listen, yeah, it's
that's subjective. What does that mean?
Well, it's I could go off into a whole just be wary of that. Don't if you're in a good situation or in a place that you actually genuinely don't listen to the devil in that regard. That's just something for the kids real quick, because that happens for sure in food across the board.
Every place, ever.
Anybody. There is a level of in jobs like this where they give you the idea of success, and then they give you more responsibilities, but the moment of success they never give it to you. You know what I mean? They'll just burn you out. They'll keep giving you more and more shit under the guise of this is a test, but never actually give you the position. Or if they do give you, because it's always the position's gonna open up in a month, and then 6 months go by. Anyway, just be cautious of that. I don't even know. I'm looking right there, like there's a camera, so that's gonna be weird. Okay, it's over there now. We burned it. Okay, okay. So he's tempting you. Okay, so did you leave? You left.
No, so this is what happened. So so he tempted me with that, and I came back to Panera, and I'm just a transparent person. Like that's just me. I came back, I was like, hey, dude, they're offering me 16, and that's gonna pay my bills. But I'm telling you, if you can promote, at least give me. I wouldn't even ask him for 16. Like just give me 14 in my management position, because I know that they're offering 16. They probably shouldn't be. That's why they aren't in business anymore. Yeah. But I'm like, just give me that, and he was like, okay. And then he was like, we'll promote you to management. We'll send you to your thing. I'm like, okay, that was easy.
Oh yeah.
Well, no. Okay.
Did they give you the 14?
The people first said 15. That's what happened. They said, okay, here we go. I'm just going to wrap it up really quick. Okay, yeah. They told me 14 first. The guy said 14 first. I came back and told Panera 14. They told me they would give me 13. And then the guy, I told them what Panera said, and they said 16. And I was like, you won. That's what it was. So it didn't start at 16. My bad. It started at 14, and then I did you feel like the bread? Did
you feel like the Lord of Bread? Because everyone just wanted you,
dude. Because I had the GM left me not an audio message. He left me a video message. Hey Jordan, just wanted to say this and that and the third. I'm just like, I'm pretty popular.
The way you pat that bread, Jordan,
man,
wow,
they was fucking with me, man.
Yeah.
Okay, this is an inside joke for my nigga Chris, bro, because we both worked at Panera Bread, and just because you said when you pat that bread, wow. We had this manager, bro. Fuck Brian, bro. We had this manager named Brian, bro.
What's his last name and social security number?
I wish I knew. I don't know anything about this man, but his name is Brian. Okay. But he would come into work.
We'll find him. We're going to find Brian. I don't even know what he did, but fuck Brian.
He would come into work. Let's just say I'm patting bread. Let's just say that's what I'm doing. Right. I'm turned around. Yeah. I have my chef hat on. I have my mittens on, my oven mitts, and I'm patting bread. Dude comes in, hey, Jordan, just smacks me on my back like hard as he possibly can. And that was like a daily thing. And then if I ever said something about it, oh, man, fun. Like, fuck you.
You know how fun.
Like, fuck you.
You know about fun? Duh. Dude, how old? He was your manager?
Or yes, he was like an older guy. Like
how old?
Like 40 something.
Oh yeah, he peaked in high school. He probably played like sports,
and he was like the super like this like nice guy, smiley. And then when it turned to like lunchtime, he was like the devil. That dude was like
hangry.
Like,
yeah, you're not yourself,
dude. Oh my God, what this one thing? No, this I wish I would have told Panera about this. I probably could have got some money. Like I should just fell, but they're like
should have just fell.
Their soup, bro. It's like frozen. They come in, they put it in the shit, and it's frozen in the back, and it's like in this big hard ass block. And I guess and you're supposed to, before you bring it out to the front, you're supposed to put it in this like incubator thing, and it gets like kind of good, and then you bring it out to the front, then it gets the best, whatever. I don't know.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You're supposed to bring it from some people in the nighttime are supposed to bring it in the little thing. The
okay. So
and they didn't do it. So he was like in like regular day, you're supposed to be at night. It's like, regular daytime, and he's doing it. And I come around the corner, and he's just chucking these big ass soup things, and then it almost hits me. I'm like, what the fuck? He's like, sorry, Jordan, no one did this last night. What does that have to do with me? Like, why are you about to? He almost hit me. Like, it was like,
you almost got souped, bro.
I'm like, bro, but yeah, I just had to bring Brian up because you said patting the bread. I'm like, this dude used to pat the shit out of me, and it would just be me. He wouldn't do it to anyone else.
That's not a pat. That's his smack.
He was smacking me on the back. He did to me and Chris.
Do me a favor, because this is bothering me as an audio engineer. Because be mindful of where.
Well, I'm gonna move a lot. Like that's
no. But this is what, because you could like kind of maybe.
Oh, I can move it. With
maybe ghost grip it. Right, that's a term, ghost gripping.
It just sounds like something you got to pause though.
Yeah, that does sound.
It sounds like something that girls.
Unless
like
the
really
ghost is a girl.
I don't think we're supposed to be.
No, ghost grip. You know what a stranger is?
No.
It's where you sit on your hand till it goes numb, and then you relieve yourself. That's a ghost grip. That's a ghost grip. I like ghost grip more than the stranger. Someone's calling me. It's all these damn.
But yeah,
how many people are in my life? I wasn't even paying attention. I don't know. Whatever. They're in. They're out.
But let me fast forward this story.
Okay, so
that's why you don't ask me to tell stories.
No, but that's good. Look. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing, right? Is like this. again, like 10 episodes. Like, I don't give a fuck about shit until 10 episodes. Like, we're just talking. We're just talking right now. We'll get into shit. Like, if you want something specific for specific content, I know you have your thing and we're not abiding, but we have some time, so we could like get into that. If you need something,
I'm still on schedule. I'm still good.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, so then it's whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, because the way I look at this in general is like, we're going to do this for a while. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not in the same context as like with artists, with artists where it's like they try to make a hit, right? It's the same type of thing with podcasts where it's like, I'm in here. We could do this for like 5 years, bro. You know what I mean? So like, fuck episode 1. I'm thinking about episode 101. I'm thinking about 1001.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just these things get developed over time. So it's like it's not, we don't have to get to a point.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to rush you and rush nothing.
Don't fucking rush me, bro.
I would just like, listen. Let me get to the good part of the story, because everybody's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
No, don't listen. Okay, here's another thing, right? What you just said to me yesterday when we were recording. You said you used to make music based on what you think people liked. Same thing applies here. Thing applies.
I feel that though. I don't like to ramble.
No, you know what? I get that, because I feel like I'm rambling sometimes too.
I always feel like that.
But like, no one has ever given me any indication that they're not interested in what I'm saying. Well, that's not 100%. That was a crazy thing to say. Every time I talk, everyone loves me.
I about to say, I feel like you're like, just like when it comes to your girl, I just like, usually that's when it's like, that's when they're gonna be like, stop, shut the hell up.
What's amazing about when you talk to girls is like, a soul has to exist, because when I talk and she doesn't listen, there's an invisible thing. There's an invisible thing that just gets removed from the eyes. And I don't know, that has to be the soul like peeking out, and they're like, oh, he's talking about fucking Gundam models again. I'm going to go in my head and think about the Netflix series I'm watching. Yeah. Like, it's there.
And that's why when like you notice that will happen after you get done talking, like they might say something that shows you that like they were fucking listening.
Yeah, so my buddy Tommy and Morgan, right? They've been married forever. And Morgan, I caught her thing was when Tommy was saying some shit and she didn't care at all, she would go, wow, that's interesting. Like, it was her catchphrase, but then he caught on. But she would say it like it wasn't interesting. She'd be like, wow, that's interesting. But she didn't do it on purpose. You know what I mean? It was
just a natural thing you built up. Yeah, you just do it now.
Right. And it's like, I guess it just worked. But anyway, okay, so we're talking about Brian smacking you at Brett. What kind of smack was it like back?
It was one of those smacks where his whole body's into. He's like he's everything is in it. It's like, hey, it's like a peppy ass. It's not where it's like, it's one of those things where you kind of pull it away as you do it.
Was Brian on drugs at one point? And Panera saved his life type shit?
I could see him doing like coke. I could see him doing that. Because he just always had like a...
Yeah. Maybe he was like, maybe he used to be like on hair. Maybe he used
but it was just me. Like, I think he just, like, it was like a thing with me. Like, people would like to fuck with me.
Maybe he had unresolved sexual feelings. Oh. And he just tried to get it out by smacking you. Was it on the lower or upper back?
It was upper back.
Okay. All right. Maybe not.
It was like kind of knocking the wind out of me.
Oh, yeah. What a dick.
But he said, no, it was...
Was that every day?
It was every time that he opened. Because mind you, this is at fucking 4 or 5 a.m.
No, fuck that, bro. You smack me on the back at 4:05 a.m., then you're getting taken to the hospital at 4:10. Don't fucking touch me at 4 in the morning.
We're gonna talk about Panera a lot, because honestly, I wish I was doing a podcast back then, because there was this guy that...
The Panera Chronicles.
I'm gonna wait for Chris.
You could have a whole... You could do one. You could do a whole podcast with Chris called, ready? Panera Dead. Wow, that's such a good name. About all the people you want to kill at Panera Bread.
Bro,
and then that's a terrible fucking name. So Panera, we'll figure it out. We're only on episode 1 of this. But anyway, okay. Fuck Brian, Panera Bread. So now you're in this bidding war with this other guy at City Barbecue. Okay. Yes. Okay. So you talk to them, counter offer, right? Boom, boom, boom. So now Panera's offering you management faster, right? Is basically what happened.
Yeah, and then basically the guy, everyone like, I'm still pretty impressionable, like kind of a little bit.
Yeah, because how old are you at this time? 20?
At that time, I was like, around 20 in that frame. Right. And I was really impressionable. And when I came back and told the City Barbecue guy, like, this is also my introduction to sales. He's like, so now you're telling me, Jordan, how long he was like, first thing he said, well, how long have you been there? He was like, oh, okay. How long have you been good? And
like, been good. What do you mean? Good at your job,
good at my job.
Or good with?
He was like, how long do you think you've been good? Like, and I was like, well, he's like, how long do you think you've been really good, like deserving to be promoted? And then I said, of course, like, over about a year ago. He's like, okay, so you're saying now at this very moment, he compared it to relationships with me. Right. So he was like, now if you're asking your girl for something, if you're asking your girl to do something, whatever, and she won't do it, and then now you tell her, okay, this other girl's gonna do it, and then she does it. How do you feel about that? Basically, that's what he did to me. Like, oh, now they're saying they're gonna do it. Was that a psyop or
was that a sales trick? Do you respect this guy now in hindsight as a salesperson who has been successful, or do you? Because this is pre-sales, right?
Well, because I need more context on him. I mean, I honestly don't know much about. I mean, he ended up getting demoted from the position that he was in, so I don't know how much. I don't know his story. It's hard for me to respect. I mean, I respect that interaction because it worked. Like he did everything he was trying to do.
Okay,
it was manipulation.
But was it bad? Here's the thing with sales.
There's good sales and there's bad sales.
So I look at sales right as like Jedi and Sith, like very much so. Where it's like there's because it's good and evil because it's like
that's what it used to be.
That's what used to be.
Well, that's kind of what sales was. I mean, that's what. You could be successful with
the dark side,
but now it's very hard. I mean, some people still do it, but that's what I teach like the opposite now. To
right, because you're Obi-Wan. I'm trying to
teach people how to sell and make a lot of money, and also not have people hate you,
and not be morally compromised, right? But there are people for sure, and this is across the board with any type of anything, because there's a fine line between sale, because all sales are manipulation. Period. Point blank.
Yeah,
like flat the fuck out. But there's a good way to do it, and there's a bad way to do it, because it's like if you're trying to sell someone something to someone and it will fuck them, but you just want the money from their pocket into your pocket, that to me is wrong. Yeah. Morally wrong, right? But it's easy to do it, especially to like people who aren't equipped with any sales. Like I'm easily manipulated in sales, believe it or not. And half of that,
a good salesperson can manipulate anyone.
Right?
You got to know because you have to know how to manipulate them. Oh, anyone can be manipulated.
Right? You want to hear a really good sales story with me? Okay, these are terrible. These are terrible salesmen. I was walking through like a Walmart or something. You know those like kids that they just pluck off the street and they're like, sell AT&T. Yeah. So it was those, but it was like a gang of them. It was 3. They were like the hyenas from Lion King. And one kid comes up to me. He's like, you know what I'm saying?
All salesmen have that little...
All smiles and with the comb and his shit. And he was like, and he came up to me. He was like, you like TV? Or whatever the fuck he said. Oh my God. I was like, I'm good, bro. I'm good. And he came up and this girl, I'm kind of misremembering. I'm going to give the highlights. And I kept denying him. And then his partner came up with a clipboard and she goes, I like your tattoos. Okay, so look. So this is day one. Okay, so let me show you my tattoos. My tattoos fucking suck. This is not good. Anyone with eyes can see that this shit, it's unfinished and it sucks. Do you know what this is?
No.
Me either. Me fucking either. This was a basement tattoo. I got it in Indiana. I was broke. I was 19, and it's supposed to be armor. When I get unbroke, this is not armor. This looks like a squidopus. I don't know what the fuck. It's not done. Listen, it's not done. I think the guy who did it could have made it sweet at some point, but this is just, it's not done. And I went, I was never good at making and keeping money. So I'm glad I'm on this podcast to teach you all how to stay perpetually broke. But anyway, but she kept coming up and she's like, I like your tattoos. And at first I was like, I laughed a little. I was like, thank you. And then this guy was like, still the old, how about them what? Like he was trying, like it was so obvious.
It's ingenuine.
Right. He's trying to find an emotional connection. Sports, like it was literally like in my head the way he was doing. He was like, "Well, you don't like how about sports? Yeah, you got kids. I like like just rolling through, just boom, 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 trying to hit my emotional points. But while he's doing this is like a skit. It has to be while he's doing this, boom, boom, boom. This other girl's just holding a clipboard, cutting in. He's like, "You sport Lions. Do you think they're making the playoffs?" And then she just keeps going. I like your tattoo. Like she didn't have anything but that. Like she couldn't find anything else.
They're not allowed to stop. And it's like
hold on. They're not allowed to stop a compliment once it's going.
Like they're not allowed to they have to keep because what some sales manager teach you, if you don't know what to say, just stay there. Just figure it out. And some people literally quit in mid sale because they're not allowed to stop. They don't let you. I was taught to either you stop when they either buy or die. And dying means they either walk away and say fuck you, like that's dying. I'm like, that is not good. It messes up your brand.
Yeah, right. You're saying fuck that as a thesis.
Yeah, I hate that.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to do it. I made a lot of money doing that. When I was selling life insurance, I was terrible. So if I sold, I was not good.
Not good morally, you're saying.
Like, I was. Well, I had the right idea because I wanted them to buy life insurance because it's good, but I would use guilt and manipulation. Like, oh, so you don't care about your kids, like shit like that.
Oh, Jesus.
So I was pretty bad, and that's where I started, and that's why I feel like I can talk about this shit because I've done it the way that everyone else
teaches. The evil way.
Yeah, and you can't really.
Would you say you were Dooku or would you say you were Maul? I like this Jedi Sith comparison.
Yeah, I haven't seen Star Wars.
What the hell are you talking about?
Yeah,
you haven't seen any of them?
But anytime someone says anytime I haven't seen something, I can always name something I've
Hit
seen.
that real quick. Now I'm paranoid. My paranoia is paranoid. Okay, we're good. All right, that's good to know that keeps going. My paranoia is paranoid.
Yeah, it almost made me like fucking break everything.
Yeah.
Cool.
That's crazy you've never seen Star Wars. Have you seen Lord of the Rings?
Nope. I don't like long movies. I really don't. Unless they're like not.
How about Harry Potter?
Nope.
You still don't like long movies unless they're not boring. I don't think anyone does. No one likes to sit through bullshit.
Because all those things, I didn't do them because I remember in elementary school, they were like AR points, accelerated reader points. And if you read a book, you would take a test and then you would get points based on how well you scored. Yeah. And the ones that gave you the most points were the Harry Potters and shit like that and Lord of the Rings books. And they were like Bible. Because they were like so fucking long. So like they would give you the most. And I'm like, I always saw that as that's terrible and scary. So I just never liked Harry Potter because of that. I'm like, your book's too long. That's like the Bible.
Your book's too long.
My mom, it was like, I don't know who, it was a grown up. I don't think it was my mom, but it's someone who always would threaten me with reading the whole Bible. I'm going to make you read the whole Bible.
It's punishment.
Like, yeah, like a punishment, but like, it's going to be good for you, but I'm going to make you do it. I'm going to wait till you do something bad. I forgot who the fuck it was, but someone would.
That sounds like some grandma shit.
It probably, I can't see her doing that though, but it was somebody. But I always compared it to the Bible. I'm like, that's too long.
That's a good way. It's a good way to get kids to like Jesus. It's like anytime you do something wrong, I'm gonna force you to read the Bible. That won't build resentment at all.
Like a young adult figure. I don't think it was a parent, but it was somebody.
Okay, so anyway, we're kind of going off the rails. Jedi Sith, you've never seen Star Wars. That's bullshit, but we can move on. Okay, so evil. Okay, you were selling life insurance.
Yes,
in the evil way. So this is so real quick.
Let's get to the. Now we need to get to when I started selling life insurance.
Okay, so Panera Bread. Okay, let's finish out. Oh, that's what we started talking about. So you respect this guy. In hindsight, did we even answer? It worked. It worked. What it did. Was it morally good?
I respect it. Yeah, it wasn't morally good because he didn't let me make a decision. He knew that he knew I was impressionable. He knew I was able to be manipulated, and he kind of used that against me.
Right.
So I try to like give everyone like. When they don't know, give them context they don't have before they can make the decision because they're going to get that context sooner or later.
Right.
So it's like, I'd rather give it to you so you can see, I told you about that. But now it's like, as I started working for them, I mean, obviously it was a lie to start with. After like a month, I'm killing shit. Like there's numbers you have to hit. I'm meeting the damn numbers.
Talking about life insurance.
My fault. This is at City Barbecue. This is before life insurance.
So you did leave.
Yeah, so I ended up leaving Panera. So basically it was just a matter of my boy also wanted to leave too because he hated Brian more than me because he saw Brian less than me and hated Brian more than me. He
probably smacked him on his lower back.
Because Brian would also do things like watch you make a drink and the whole time and then you made that wrong. And it's like no, they had a modification. It's like it's like no, you were wrong. Apologize. But he would just laugh and it was a dick. So he did that to Chris a lot more. So Chris hated him because he would just. Yeah, he worked with him on the weekends when it wasn't busy, so all he's doing is just standing around, always be closing, and
always be closing.
It's crazy that has followed me from food to sales because that's still a thing. But in food, it's always be closing. Like from you work at 5 a.m., help the people who close at night. Because,
I see.
Yeah, do that.
Oh, okay. Well.
But yeah.
All of these stories make me so happy I'm not in food anymore.
Food is the worst thing in the world, and if you're in it, like it's okay, but it's you definitely want to. If you don't want to get out, that's amazing because you're better than me.
I'm gonna cut this live off real quick.
Yeah, they're probably
because I'm scared. I'm scared of my phone dying.
Yeah, we don't want that. You got kids, your phone can't die.
Oops. Kids' phone can't die. Yeah, okay,
no, but
discard video. I don't care. I don't care about that. I don't care about this. Okay. Anyway. All right.
But yeah, so I left Panera. I went to City Barbecue. Me and my boy both went over there.
Yeah.
And what got me to go over there was they told me that I would be paid during training, and they told me that they would put us in a hotel in Ohio for training, and we got to work in Ohio for like a week and eat free food at another City Barbecue in Ohio, and just we were like gods down there because we were the only black guys in the whole place.
In the whole state. Ohio actually doesn't let black people in.
But no, like at that City Barbecue, like at that location, we were the only black guys. So it was just like, whenever you're the only anything and anywhere, it doesn't matter if you're black or whatever you are. If you're the only thing in that place then you're like famous.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, how is it in Michigan? Like, have you seen Scary Movie? That one Scary Movie where they met the aliens at the end? Like,
Was it 3?
I don't know, the ones where the aliens were peeing out their hands.
I think that was 3. I did see it, but it was a long time ago.
The way that they were like meeting the aliens, like that's how it was with us. That they were like how is it there? I'm like, bro, it's just Michigan, but that
it's
got
like
us. That's
Michigan is just Ohio with lakes. Like that's
all
what it is. That's what it is.
Bro,
it's Ohio with
place.
lakes. Y'all got. I think they got the same trees, or whatever.
Yeah, same shit.
Same shit. Same shit. We got water randomly 5 times. So so they sent you to Ohio. Food,
that was
and
amazing.
that was cool.
That was great. We were loving it, and it was like everything that they had said was happening. And I think they gave us sign-on bonuses. Like it was like a lot. They did a lot to get us there, and I think they thought it was gonna be more successful. But that freeway started getting worked on like as soon as they opened, and it didn't stop until like recently. And after they didn't even survive that freeway being open. Like we were all talking about once that's done, we're gonna be banging. But they didn't even survive it.
That's crazy.
But yeah.
Why were they so hard to get you, do you think? Or were they doing that with other people?
I think
like his job was to find good?
I think they were really good at finding good people because like they got the best of Panera. Like that's why Brian was so upset. Like he honestly was mad. And like when I inevitably came back into the Panera ecosystem after leaving them, I had to see him, and it was everyone was just calling me a traitor and shit. I'm like, dude, like this isn't. Whatever.
You turned your back on Panera.
You give me $12 an hour, like okay, fuck you. But
that's so crazy that people have that sense of loyalty. Like that really fucks people. It truly does.
My loyalty is with people I love, like not with corporations.
Yeah, well, your loyalty should be to taking to a life that you're trying to get to.
Loyalty should be to your morals, like your life, your morals, your
shit. Right, for sure. Not to Panera bread.
Yes. So okay.
Like
I want to get to the sales shit.
Okay. Like, bro, all right. Like, so boom. All right.
I hate this part.
So you hate the Panera part?
I hate the Panera. I hate the before sales, before me now part when I was that person.
Okay, so we'll wrap it. We'll get, because it's 1:55. We have till 2:30, which means we'll shut down probably in 20 minutes. So let's do it like this. Boom. Okay, so it's Bagger. We didn't even talk about that.
We'll probably talk about that more when I have Chris on for sure.
Like I said, we have 1 million episodes. So it's that, and then Panera. And then, don't you hit my fucking Nissan. I can see my car. And I can see my car. Anyway, okay, sorry. I'm also, this is going to be good because we're both ADD. Panera, City Barbecue, back to Panera. First sales job.
So while I was working for Panera, I was approached. The second time.
Panera Bread Squared.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, this time working out in the Roseville location. This guy approached me. If you know Primerica, he approached me from Primerica. People have their opinions about it. I just feel like, you get the right person who is if you work with people who are good people, you'll have a good experience. If you work with people who are bad people who were manipulating the system and shit, you have a bad experience.
So what is Prime America very rapidly?
Primerica is a life insurance company that also does financial education. If you work for them, you work for yourself. So you basically go sell life insurance. I mean, they help you. They pay for you to get licensed. It's a test. I passed on the first try, by the way.
Is that impressive?
For me, even if it wasn't impressive, it's impressive. But
yeah,
the guy who recruited me, who was like this older guy who was supposed to be super smart, took him 3 times. A bunch of people took more than
not so
times.
smart. Not what's his name?
Andy.
Not so smart now, are you, Andy?
Yeah,
3 times? Okay, yeah, right. Okay, so boom, Prime America, get the job. This is my question. When did you realize you were like better than average or a natural at sales? Because real quick, we don't have to get into my whole thing, but I found that in engineering, because this is what I did, right? Is like I was a rapper and I was very bad. It took me, I've been rapping for 17 years and only now is my music undeniable in the context of music I make it. I made beats for like 5 years before I kind of stopped, and they were very whatever, right? I shot videos briefly. I shot the Vindictive video. Nobody knows that. Me and my mans, I shot the Vindictive video. It's it's an iconic video in the city. Clout. Give me the clout. I'll post the pictures. I found them the other day.
Receipts.
Yeah, I got receipts, motherfucker. I'm in the video. It's just my beard isn't there. I'm also in the background of the Rocaine Global video. I'm gonna post that too. That was my first. Anyway, sorry. I'm clout chasing ADD. So, but engineering. I found out that I was a natural at engineering, and then I kind of went there. So anyway, my question for you is: at what point did you realize? Did things start to be obvious that you were like naturally good at sales?
Well, I had to get. I never knew I was. I had to be told that. So like when I did Primerica, like I didn't have really a mentor. The guy who recruited me, he just kind of just said, hey, do this. I made money off of you. Now go try to sell insurance. No leads, no nothing.
Sounds like a fun guy.
Yeah, it was great. They had some trainings, but the trainings were just, are you motivated? Get motivated. Be more motivated than you were. I'm like, I'm motivated. I'm broke. Like that's all these trainings are. It's just screaming at you.
Was that a video or was that a person in your face?
This is a person. These are people on the stage. Everyone that would speak on stage is just saying, like, be motivated. That was the theme.
Be motivated. How? Yes.
And they were just shitting on 9-to-5ers, and it's like I think a lot of people sometimes think that I do that. Like even like I've had talk with my family sometimes where it's like, oh, we thought that you were like shitting on like people who work regular jobs. I'm like, no, I'm just I'm more pro just. I'm pro take risks. I'm not anti do what's comfortable. I'm pro get uncomfortable.
So I have a thing about that too also, is me and you are obviously in the same pages, is that people get comfortable in their positions, and that's fine. To me, that's death. Like, because to me, it's not about how much money, it's how you make the money. Because what I really want at the end of the day is freedom. And if you're always working for someone, what's scary to me, like I understand entrepreneurship is scary and taking risks are scary, but what's scarier to me is that another person could come to me one day and just be like, you're gone. Yeah. With zero control. Right? So I would rather take as much control of my bag as possible, even going through the bullshit, because all of the bullshit makes you stronger. It's painful to go through, but I don't want to be, what's the word? Get really comfortable, work a job for like 10 years, think that it's forever, get into this lifestyle. And then one day, my boss, Derek comes in and he's like, we got to cut costs and your costs.
I've been cost a lot.
Right. So, anyway, so, yeah, it's not about like, I would say we're in like the 10% of people that genuinely, because I know entrepreneurship, I can't even say entrepreneurship. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like labeled as sexy and exciting and all this type of shit. And it's hard. You gotta want to work 80 hours a week so you don't have to work 40 hours a week. You know what I mean?
Rather work 80 hours a week to go to a concert next week.
Right.
Work 80 hours a week to buy these shoes that are coming out. And that's, so I'm like, I'm not mad at the people who are busting their ass and like everything is stretched thin and like, but it's like, if you're really like blowing the bag, because I've blown the bag. That's why I'm like, I'm mad at you, because it's more of a parent thing now. I'm like, dude, don't do this. Stop it. Yeah. Cut it out. Get some help. But no. Yeah.
Yeah, shopping therapy. But anyway, okay, so
we were talking about I'm at Primerica, and I'm doing that. I'm selling in people's houses. Like I'm doing. This was so crazy because I'm so shy. I'm just making sure. I just bought a car yesterday, and
can you see your car too?
No, I can't see my car, but I see a red car. And that no.
Oh, you're just focused on the red cars.
Anything red, because I can't even see right now. I need my glasses.
We're like rabbits. We're like deer.
I am. Both of us. This is gonna be so hilarious because it's like
we're ADD. We're both ADD. We're both. My mom every 2 years annually, like, well, not but every 2 years she'll remind me. She'll be like, think you might be a little ADD. Like, yep, you've been telling me that for 15 years. I know what you think. You're probably right. Anyway, because I'm doing the same thing. Get away from my Nissan, bitch.
It's like, bro, I can't. Okay. It's so fun. Like, and I think most ADHD people just have to be entrepreneurs because it's so hard to work when you're like this. But anyway, at Primerica, I'm selling at people's houses. Like, I'm giving presentations at people's houses, and it's like I'm learning how to connect. Like, I'm learning how to build this rapport. I'm like looking at the pictures. Oh, yeah, beautiful kids, and I just keep talking about the kids and like family, and then now we're talking about this. You want to protect this family. This is a beautiful family. You want to really keep these guys. Whatever.
Be a shame if someone came in tonight at midnight and just hit your kid in the knee with a hammer.
Not you. If they came and killed you. Imagine you leave tomorrow and like now what? So who's taking care of them?
It's a dangerous world out there.
So you want them to put out GoFundMes? That's what you want them to do.
Right.
So
this is malicious. You're saying this is.
But it's different. When I was in front of black families, I was like dead ass. Yeah. But like when I was in front of white families, I'm like, this. I'm just like, I'm not really. I'm not mad at you because I don't really care because you're fine. You know, you're gonna be good. But it's like, do this though. But when I was in front of black families, it was more personal because I'm like, dude, you are the one. We're the ones with the GoFundMes, and we're always like, how are people being generationally? Because they have life insurance. Like life insurance, I don't sell it anymore, so that's not what I'm like. You know, but
no.
Do
life insurance. Life insurance is good.
Like it's great.
Right, it's good.
Just don't let someone like make you buy it. Just buy it because you want to. Otherwise, you're gonna stop paying it. Wait till you decide. No salesperson can make you buy it, but wait. Once you be like, okay, this is. I want to be responsible. I want to take care of everybody. Because what hurt me and what broke my heart in life insurance were these people don't care what happens to them. Right now, I don't care what happens after I die because there's no one depending on me. Like, I mean, not really, but
not.
When somebody's depending on me, I feel like, what the fuck? Like,
right. So I'll tell you this with my kid because I still don't have life insurance. But I'm poor as shit right now, and I'm negative money. Yeah, so I don't have life insurance. But the thing about like people don't really think about death in that way, right? Because to me,
people like to not think about it,
right? Because here's the thing, though. It's like I should have how much is life insurance?
You can get a policy for like $25.
Oh, I should definitely do that because I don't know shit about.
You can get a term life policy, which is cheap, or it's a little
for $25 a month, $25 a month.
It depends on what you do. Like if you gotta, I mean, you have to tell them that you smoke, so yours will be.
No, I won't.
I'm
not. I'm gonna lie. I'm gonna lie to the insurance company.
Yeah. Okay.
So what? Okay. Well, if it's $25, I'm sure a smoker's just gonna pay what, $40?
It's usually like. Yeah, I guess it gets more expensive for whole life because whole life is when it's for the rest of your life. But term life, you can just buy 15 years or buy 20 years or buy 35 years.
Right.
You know, and if you die after that, then you're just screwed. But
right. What if you never plan on dying?
I always get that. I always got that jokes from dad.
Oh yeah, see,
they would always hit me with that. I don't think I plan on dying anytime soon. So you can like,
so you could go fuck right off. I want a beer. Yeah. See, I'm a dad. I'm such a dad.
But that Primerica wasn't fun because I just had to. Once I built the momentum, and the guy was a great momentum builder. But once I lost the momentum, I'm like, what am I doing? Like I'm on Facebook and I'm just trying to get people to message me back, and this is not fun
for life insurance.
And I'm not an extrovert. Like people think I am because I have to make money. But if I didn't have to make money, I would never be outside ever. Right. So that was really hard. Yeah. So that. I was looking for something else, and at the same time that he approached me, I also got a job at Huntington Bank like a month after that. So
right. Oh, this is the interesting part of the story with the fucking with the whole woozy doozle.
Yeah, I won't get into it too much. I'll just say that sucked.
Yeah,
Huntington, that was the.
Yeah,
that we'll get into that later. Like probably in like I'll talk more about that.
Right.
I'll talk more about that.
Okay, so you left there, went to the bank,
and then
because you got fed up.
I went to the bank because.
Stable job.
I was trying to get out Panera for years. So when I got the bank, I felt like I was on top of the world. I won. And then I basically just fumbled the job.
Because that's a good job. It's a good job, right?
And I felt amazing. Like I've always been like a self-conscious person, like, you know, insecure or whatever. But when I was wearing that, because they give you the whole shit, like the fucking button down, the tie, it's green and shit. If I would stop at the liquor store, if I would stop anywhere after and I'm wearing that, like that's just like everyone's
people are like, everyone get the fuck out of the way.
This dude's important. Like people are like, you can go, you got somewhere to be.
Right. Like, please sir, cut.
Like so like that was cool. But after that I got to State Farm for a few months, and that was just cold calling 100 people a day who don't want to fucking talk to you, and that wasn't fun.
It sounds awful.
It was decent, but it was just not fun at all. And then
sorry, I have a million questions with the cold calling. What is the percent? What's like an average percent of turning people over on cold calling? Because that seems like the worst way of doing it.
It depends on the. I would say it's more worth it to cold call on a high ticket offer. If you're cold calling a low ticket offer, I don't think it's worth it, just because I don't think it was worth it for me to cold call. It was worth it for State Farm, but it wasn't worth it for me because let's say from there, the average is probably like 3 sales a day. Out of that, you're making 200.
3 out of 100 calls.
A day. Yeah, probably like 3 days.
That seems even high because I hate getting cold called so much.
But that's insurance. It depends on what you call about, because it's shit that I called about. Like we'll end up getting into it. I'll end up having Nathan on here, one of my clients. He just got started with. We're building a business out for him. It's going to be amazing. But he was a cold call.
Oh, but that was high ticket.
Yeah, high ticket. So that was worth it.
Okay,
but it just depends on, it depends on the offer too. Because if it's something that's worth, insurance, even if you're about to give it me for $1, I don't want to talk to you about this right now.
Right.
But if it's something like, coaching or something that you were interested in before.
Right.
Something that's gonna give you some dopamine, it might, get you off. Because there's people that was like, wait, hold on, who are you? Or if you do it the right way, like I had one of my reps, he was like, hey, he would pick up the phone like, hey, just so you know, this is a cold call. Do you have time for this really quick? Can I have the floor? Like something like that. And
I would respect that. I would respect that.
Especially people who are in sales respect it. Because when people do that to me, whenever someone tries to sell me, go for it. I want to see what you got.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, after that, State Farm's terrible. The moment I started there, I wanted to leave, and then after that, I was kind of like stuck. I was like, I quit. My girl was holding me down at that point. Like, I mean, I was making money. Like, it wasn't. I don't think that she had to hold me down after Huntington for sure, because I lost that job, and then it was just
bad.
And then I found the job at this is where it gets funny as hell, at a fucking thrift store. So this was right before I started going crazy at this fucking thrift store. $18 an hour.
Wow,
as
really?
a thrift store manager. Yeah, it was.
As a manager, okay.
Yeah, I just leveraged my resume.
Came in there and you're like, that's $1.
Yeah, like
that's $1.50. Wait, $1.10.
Literally, I was pricing shit all day, throwing shit. Really? But my boss was sexually harassing me. She was like 65 years old.
Yeah.
And she had 2 Porsches, and she was trying to give me one if I came over. But what pissed me off this one time, I hated this, and I even told my girl about this.
Was she hot, though?
She was but she was Canadian, and it was weird. Like, I didn't know.
What does that have to do with that?
I don't know. I showed somebody
was
a picture.
She a black
and they
girl,
were like,
black lady, white lady?
Black lady, but like some. I didn't
was
know
she
that
Canadian, or something
different.
Was Canadian about her?
I showed someone a picture, and they was like, "She's Canadian." I was like, "How'd you know that?" And they just knew. So I don't know what It's not me saying
it was the maple. It was the maple syrup on her shirt,
bro. I don't know, but she was. These are the things that she would do. So like, if I'm putting something up, she would come behind me and like grab my arms and like make my arms do what she wants. And I'm like, hey, she's like, I don't bite. Stop playing. I'm like, okay. So this one time I'm inputting shit at like the
0
computer,
to 100 so fast.
And then she came and sat next to me, and she would just always be like, I don't bite. Yeah. I'm like, you're not biting, but you're getting close.
You're not biting me, but you're touching me an awful lot. And you're old and gross.
But the worst part was it pissed me off because I really love PB&J. Like, I really love peanut butter and jelly. Like,
that was a weird.
Please
this. Connect. Okay.
But I'm sitting on my lunch break and I eat it in here. Okay. I'm eating my lunch break in the manager's office, and she comes in and she's like, "What you eating?" Because she knows I have a girlfriend. Yeah. And she's like, "What are you eating?" I'm like, "PB&J." She's like, I know I wouldn't have you eat no PB&J or some. She basically said something to the terms of, you or my man, you wouldn't be eating PB&J. Right. I'm like, for when I asked for this, I love PB&J. So if I was your man, I would hate you, because if I'm not getting PB&J, like what's going on? Like, so I'm like, that just turned like, even if you were hot, like, what is that? Don't talk about what I'm eating.
I like how she thinks her dusty pussy's better than a classic PB&J.
Speaking of, she told me about her getting wax, and I'm like, that's not something you should tell me about, because now of course I'm a visual person. I'm like, gross, but she's like, yeah, I gotta get waxed today. I didn't even ask. Like, what do you?
Yeah, but don't you lose like your body hair when you hit menopause anyway? Like, doesn't that shit?
I don't know. That I don't know.
Isn't that a thing?
I have no clue.
Oh no,
I don't know nothing about that.
I heard you turn into a seal, like you turn into an aquatic creature. Like, if people could live 300 years, we would convert into seals over time. But we die too fast. Yeah, because if you're like 100, you ever see like a 100-year-old person? They start to look kind of leathery. They get a little
and then they get the hunch. And
they get the hunch, and then their skin starts to So it's like, imagine that, but like times 3. It's an aquatic seal. That's it. Maybe seals are people who lived for 300 years. We're getting deep into conspiracies now. Anyway, sorry. I'm gonna keep apologizing for how this shit goes. But okay, so
we're getting harassed.
Thrift store, getting harassed. Okay, and did you do anything about this, or were you just like?
I was talking to somebody else there, and I'm glad I did. I mean, it's not like a big deal. I wanted to leave anyway, but he was like, "Oh yeah, Lenore. Name drop, but she does that." And then I'm like, oh, so he's like, people who speak up, she'll either give you a bunch of hours and make you want to quit, or cut your hours, whatever she knows. If you're a lazy person, she'll use whatever she can against you, or whatever.
Sounds like a lawsuit.
But yeah, she ended up getting fired because she was trying to get me to do this too. She was like fudging the numbers to like whatever she was doing. She was getting corporate to pay us more money at that location, and she was trying to get me to do that some days too.
Oh, so she was lying. So okay, because is the thrift store state? It was like state funded, or it was like
something like veterans shit.
Oh, so she was trying to fudge the numbers to get a grant or some sort of
whatever we get a day,
Yeah.
we have to report something. She was saying we got more or something like that.
Right.
And at the end of the day, she would try to have me do that. And I was like, no, you submit the reports. Cause I don't
Don't put your name on all that. Yeah, Lenore.
Yeah, she ended up getting completely fired. And it was after I left already.
She sounds like she's lucky she didn't get arrested.
Yeah, I didn't tell, like, only person I told was my girl, and like she came up a couple times, and then she just saw that she didn't look threatening, so she just, I mean, but she's not like an older lady, like she looked like she probably likes younger guys, but it just wasn't. I mean,
like she was fine though.
She wasn't fine. I mean,
but she was.
I forgot her age. I feel like she looks probably good for her age, but just not.
Yeah.
She just didn't look good to me.
Right. Yeah, because you're 20 and you have options that aren't.
Maybe if I was like 40 years old, I would be like, yeah. I mean,
right.
But no.
Right.
And single.
Right. Yeah. Right off the divorce, Lenore sweeps in, grabs your arms, fuck me, type shit, and you're like, oh well, easy puss. In this situation, I get it. I feel it. She's like a used 1992 Camry. You know what I mean? Oh. Still runs. I mean, it's got 300,000 miles, but it's built to last. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. Anyway, I mean,
okay, thrift store. Okay, so we have.
So then I leave.
Yes.
You say we got.
We have. I will say 8 minutes.
8 minutes, bet. I'll wrap this up there. And then we can actually continue this because this is gonna be a long.
Yeah, we got millions of episodes.
But basically, after this is where I found Jason Capital. So you guys will learn more about my experience with him. Great guy. I found one of his courses. I took the course. It was amazing, but I was a person who could be honest with myself and says this is the work that it was teaching you how to build your own digital marketing company. And I'm like, it worked for someone else. It worked for a lot of other people, but I don't want to do this. I don't want a digital marketing company. But I took the course because the marketing was amazing and it sold me. It was like, does your life suck? You make it good. And I'm like, okay, you're going to make it good.
Yeah.
But
get motivated.
I was like, this isn't my thing, but I like this. I like what you're talking about. You making sense.
Yeah.
And then he posts that he's hiring, and then I interview, and I had no high ticket sales experience, but the interview went great. I got to meet him, and then hires me on. And that's when you, to answer your question, you said, how did I learn that I was good at sales? I started that job, and I thought I was going to be able to do it at all. Because I'm like, okay, the product is $5,000. There's different payment plans. They can either pay for, like, it was either $1,600, $5,000, something like that. I'm like, I can afford that. Even if I could, I wouldn't buy it. So I'm like, why would anyone else? And I'm like, you have to make the money. You got to, not make the money, but you got to, sell it.
Yeah.
I'm like,
get Lenore in their house.
But when I started that, I mean, you could hear it. When I asked for the sale, I'm like, so it's 5,000.
Right.
Like, you probably don't want to, do you? Like, basically. Yeah. But then, like, I really hope we can get Darren on this. But my mentor at the time, Darren, was telling me, like, you don't think people will buy it, so they're not. I'm like, well, no, like, they're not. They wouldn't. Shut up. Like, they're not. She wasn't gonna buy anyway. Do you see this? And then, like, it literally just took me listening to him. Once I started listening to him, because he was like, dude, you have more talent than all these guys. Like, you're more natural. You have the most natural talent. Mm-hmm. You just haven't untapped it, and you're so stubborn, and you take everything I say personally. Because every time it's like, bro, I mean, I wasn't saying a lot to him.
You're Luke before Dagobah.
That was me. Yeah, I was.
You don't know what I'm talking. You've never seen Star Wars, you fucking liar.
I'm saying, yeah, that's me.
But you don't know.
I gotta go.
Do you know what Dagobah is?
No.
Then how do you know? I didn't just make shit up.
I mean, I would hope not.
I'm a liar. I lie.
Whenever you bring up Star Wars, I try to just believe you and say, okay, yeah, that's me.
Listen, I lie. Okay. I want everyone to know I lie.
Well, we're gonna have to play like Count the Rose lies in an episode.
Just kidding. I'm not a liar. Now, what do you believe? Anyway, Dagobah is the planet that Yoda was on when he left. When the Jedi Order fell apart and he had to hide out.
I had no clue he left.
Listen, I'm not the biggest Star Wars fan in the world. It's just crazy that you've never seen Star Wars. But anyway, I'm sorry. Okay, continue. 5 minutes. Okay, you have the most talent. So you didn't believe in yourself.
He just was like, just listen to me, dude. And then I was like, you know what? I will listen to you. So when it doesn't, I didn't tell him this, but I'm thinking, if it doesn't work, I can blame you. Because I'm like, I don't want to be the one looking stupid.
Yeah.
But I'm like, if it doesn't work, I'm going to tell them on the call that it was you.
Yeah.
But I get on some calls. I believe in myself. I watch. I do all the things he was saying. And it just got fucking really easy. Then it just turned to, wow, it doesn't matter how much something costs. If someone has the money, it's fine.
It's relative.
Because you just need to, fix the problem. But
yeah.
When Darren got to me, that's when I got good. And after that, I got great after just working for Jason Capital, learning so much, just being coached by daring for like they were paying me to be coached. It was fucking amazing.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, but then shit happened with Jason. He had to like lay off like half the team, and I was one of those people.
Yeah.
I was making like great money there. Like,
are you comfortable telling how much you made? I think that you should say how much you made. Like, even though like it's, I guess, like not.
I've always been the person with my friends. I always share balances and money. I never really care myself.
So here's
some
the thing.
people are weird. They say it's braggy, but I just like
no. I don't think it's braggy, especially in the context, because it's going to validate you as a salesperson, right?
Yeah.
Because it's like, if I'm sitting here and I'm learning about sales, they're about to kick us out. If I'm learning about sales, right, then I'm not going to listen to a guy who's like, yeah, I made a $20,000 sale in 2 years or whatever.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I feel what you're saying.
It's like you need to, because to me, it's like, you're selling, so how much money were you making there? Like, if you're comfortable saying it, and I think you should, because for the context of people need to know how much money they can make.
Yeah,
doing shit like this.
So just for the content, like I didn't know Jason. I had no he didn't know me or anything. He just hired me off the spot, and I just started remote closing for him. And it started off like very small. For one, he gave us a base, which was pretty fucking amazing. So it was like I was a coach, and also like I was like I started off as an accountability coach, so I would just help people just make sure people reach their goals. And then once I learned shit, I was also like a sales coach and helping them with shit. So I had students that I was responsible for $20. It was like $25 or $50 a month per student or something like that. It equaled until I was making like commissions, like just based in like the early commissions, it was at least 3,000. I started off I was immediately making more than I was making at the thrift store.
3,000 a month?
3,000 a month.
Okay. Yeah.
That was and then it ended up being at least 5 figures, and then my highest month was like 22,000.
22,000?
Yeah.
And shit.
Saying it out loud sucks because
22,000 a month is pretty good. No,
it sucks because I should be farther.
Right.
Right.
Because you touched it.
I touched it.
You touched it, and then
because I was thinking this is so fucking easy. This is never gonna stop.
Right.
You know.
Well, you got to go through that. You know, that's the thing. That's the thing about like God and shit in that context. I'm gonna be very transparent with my. I'm gonna use God because I think people understand. But it's like your ego has to die. Like that happened to me. That happened to me at Bank Rose. Like a lot because like with Bank Rose I had success basically immediately. There's a quote I really like by Mike Tyson. I know you have on your sheet. We could probably get into it next time about like influences. Mike Tyson is one of my role models. Mike Tyson has this quote that I really like, and he said, "God punishes you by giving you what you want."
Yes, I love that.
And it's something you don't understand until you've lived that, because it's like, okay, you wanted to make a lot of money and you got it, right? But then it's like your ego. Now you attribute it to, oh, this is easy. In the same way Bank Rose, like I have to go out and get clients now, and I know how to do it, but I actually have to put the work in, right? To do client acquisition, because what happened with me, I opened that studio, I opened Bank Rose on 7 Mile, about 3 months, I want to say, 3 to 6 months, I'm not 100% sure. We shot Vindictive, which is now at 10 million views. 6 months into the thing, it hit 1 million views, it blew up. Rocky took that summer. Flat the fuck out. She took that summer, and our brand was attached to it. Like we went from 85. I remember it was 80 subscribers. We went from 80 subscribers. That video was up for a week. We had over 10,000. Our IG was blowing the fuck up. So I didn't have to do client acquisition.
Right? People wanted to work with who?
No, they were like beating, bro. No cap. We had a day, and this is insane. Like 30 clients in our DM a day for studio time and videos and all of that shit. So and I was like, yes, and I was ready to do the work and whatever, but like I wasn't, as a person, I wasn't equipped to deal with that at the time. And like I can only say that in hindsight, because at the time, enough of that, I'm like, oh, this is easy. Why doesn't everyone just shoot a video that blows up? You know what I'm saying? But I didn't attribute it to that video blowing up for some, like I did, but I was like, yeah, it's me.
Yeah, like
you know what I'm saying?
But it's like, you got like a home run.
Right. But I'm like, yeah, this is it, because it's like you hit the success rapidly, like rapidly.
That is
right, undeserved. Shit. It was not deserved.
Exactly.
You know
that's
what I mean?
how I feel about me finding that Jason Capital position, because I went from that making like, after taxes, I was making like $2,000 a month at the damn thrift store, to making like over 5 figures, and it just dropped in my lap after I had lost my job. And at the end of the day, like it's kind of my fault, shit like that. But it's like, I had put myself in a bad position, just to say that. Yeah. And it's like I got the Hail Mary, and I didn't
You didn't catch it. Yeah, but that's the thing, right? It's like, you could go your whole life like regretting it, or you could just keep taking other shots, right? And that's the thing is like in the God context too, it's like you were there. Because to me with Bank Rose, it showed me what I'm capable of. Because with Bank Rose, no one could say shit. Like when I go off into real life and people try to say that I'm cocky or I have an ego or whatever, like family, old friends, people that aren't entrepreneurs, I'm like, of course I'm cocky. I built something from nothing, bitch.
Most people who say people are cocky, they are insecure.
Yeah, that's how I feel.
And it sounds like a cocky thing to say because I've been the person. I've called people cocky, and now I can look back and say, you know why? They were just really proud of themselves.
No, you know why? Because you were insecure.
Oh yeah, no,
and I was the same way. I was the same way.
Super duper. I'm still that way.
No, it's threatening. That's like
I got off of social media because I'm like, all these people are doing all these things. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing?
Yeah, I also had to do that, especially like after leaving at a moment in Bank Rose, I really removed myself from social media. That's another mistake I made. But anyway, but it's like I got success so rapidly, and then the same thing that happened to you, right? But it's like, and then as you fall, like this is what happened from leaving Bank Rose to my spot, right? You realize what's actually attributed to you and what was given to you because you had a level of status or perceived like what people were trying to do for you. But when they make it seem like it's you, but it's really your status. Snakes in the grass is what it fucking is. I had to cut the lawn, Jace. I had to cut the fucking lawn, Jace. So, but as all these things burn off, I'm sorry, am I boring you?
No, I was trying to get more time.
Oh, all right. Yeah, let's see.
I don't want to end I like the conversation. I want to end so abruptly.
We could do, I hope that's still recording. Now's the time to check. Yeah, let's check. I'll just talk anyway while you're not here. What was I saying?
Look at that.
Nice.
iPhone, man.
iPhone. What's that camera called?
That's a Sony something.
Hey, Sony. I'm going to look. Hey, Sony, get your shit together.
Dude.
Our camera, it's your fault, company. Sorry. What was I saying? No, you're good. Can you check that too, by the way, while we're here? Sorry. We're going to have things set up better as we go.
We'll have people here next time.
Yeah, we'll have people watching us. We're going to do this live like Full House.
Oh, yeah, we're going to
we're going to in front of a studio audience. We're going to put bleachers. We're going to have window washers. There's a big window here. I don't know if they could see it. Maybe. And they could just stand there and look at us through the glass. Like we're animals in the zoo. Just look, what's he going to talk about? They can't even hear us.
No flash.
It's just so anyway, so it's like as you fall, you have to burn parts of your personality off because this is a better way to live. If it's your fault or if it's someone else's fault, it does not matter. You have to take accountability for everything, even if it's not your fault, and not because it's true in the sense of truth. It's because it's a better way to handle the problem.
Because you have control of what happens next.
Correct.
If you blame someone else, you're waiting for them to give you control.
Correct. Correct. And it's like there's a phrase I like. I think it's a Buddhist phrase or something where they're like this half pertains, but it's like holding a grudge or holding resentment is like drinking poison hoping that they die. You know what I mean? And so it's like
that's heavy.
Right. It's and I like that a lot, and that has to do with, to me, you could parallel that with accountability, right? Because it's if you're pointing at someone and you're like, it was his fault, I'm not shit. No one cares, and no one's going to save you at all. No one is sympathetic to you. Like they are in a sense, but the only people who are sympathetic to you are other losers, to be quite frank, other people who aren't going anywhere, other people who also have that resentment.
And that's why it's really important in your circle because you need people around you who are going to challenge you, because if it's people around you who are other losers, then when something happens that is your fault, they're just going to say, yeah, fuck them. Yeah. Right. They're not going to say, what do we do now? It's just, we're mad at someone. Let's be mad at not doing
no,
anything.
That's not productive at all. It's like, those are the type of people that just want to flip the whole system because something bad happened to them. But it's like something bad happens to everybody, right? It's just life. That's the existence of life. So it's like,
I think she'll give us more time.
Okay.
I'm just going to count on her giving us more time.
Okay. I mean, so it's like, what was I saying? Sorry, this is my ADD.
No, that was me.
Okay. Yeah. So it's like going from there. So it's like, I also hit a level of success. And it's like, I don't regret it. It's just as I was going through, because now, like I said, I'm on an upswing. So now it's like all the shit that I knew I had to do for like client acquisition, because I'm very good at engineering, right? And it's like it's basically when you come to me as an engineer, I know that you'll be at the least satisfied with it, at the most blown the fuck away. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I'm phenomenal.
Yes, your floor is satisfaction.
Right.
Ceiling is fucking
this emoji.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, because I'm very good and I understand it innately. I understand what makes people comfortable. I'm very good at artist development. Anyway, I could brag about myself all day, but we'll get into that in later. But so I never had to do client acquisition. So I attributed all those things to me, but it was really it was luck. It wasn't 100% luck, but it's like you have to look at it in that context where it's like I had a lucky break real early. Yeah. But it taught me a lot because it taught me what's important. It taught me what's not important. It taught me, because like what I did, I think I said it earlier in this podcast, instead of building deep, I built wide. And by deep, what I meant is what I should have done is taken one room instead of spending the money to get another studio. I should have spent the money to increase the quality and the atmosphere of the one room. And then charge more for that one room, and then maximize that.
Yeah, ads, everything.
Right, maximize that out of that one room. Because with one room, I would say you need. She said
until 3.
Oh, nice. Okay, so with that one room,
I can finish my story because I want to finish because it goes with this.
Okay. So like with one room, you need roughly 3 engineers, maybe 4. But anyway, so instead I went wide, which is another disagreement I had. With Kurt, right, where like I understand why I'm not going to sit here and like rag on him because we'll get the whole story anyway. But as time goes on, but I don't want to say I got manipulated. I say I was.
But saying that you got manipulated doesn't necessarily, because if you don't want to say it because you think it's gonna make him look bad, someone manipulating you doesn't.
No. It's not that he did anything wrong. It's that what he believes, which is like the way he does business, works for him.
Yeah,
but it doesn't work for me. It's different type because this is an argument till the end of time. It's product versus marketing, right? And I'm very much product, right? I'm very much like make the thing good and then it'll sell itself and you only need a little push on the marketing. He's like, you can sell anything if the marketing is right.
You guys could have been amazing because those are 2 good minds to have.
No, right.
Because you're where I'm at and it's bad. Where we're at, it can hurt us a lot. It hurt me a lot.
Right. So it's like there's pros and cons. Yeah. But the problem is, like I said, I don't hate him or anything. Yeah. Like he's for sure going to be a millionaire, like 100%, and he deserves it because he works hard as fuck. Right. It's just I had to leave because too much shit got surrounded. I told my buddy who I'm going to have him on here when he comes in, when I was talking about Bankros and I was like, I hated him leaving. He literally, like, this was the exact text. He goes, lol, you built your own prison, laugh emoji. And it's true. But it's like, but a lot of things, it's like, you don't realize what's happening until you're there.
Yeah.
Right. And like we could talk about this on another episode, but really the start of me getting the fuck out was me getting a DUI and realizing that I'm an alcoholic. Like we could go, like I have this tattoo. Do you know I have this tattoo?
Yeah, you told me the one. Yeah. That tattoo I can see.
I have don't drink tattooed on my wrist. And I got arrested, went to jail. I got out of jail before I went home. I went to a tattoo shop and I got it. Spent $60 and I was like, because I wanted, while I was hungover, while I was feeling like shit, all that shit, I went in and while I was fucked up, he put that shit on. So now there is something to be said. I believe in like the power of this. Right, because I have drank past that. I haven't been 100% sober or whatever, but now it's like it's just not worth it anymore. You know what I mean? Like I broke that. Whereas like my dad is like an alcoholic. Like, and I'll say that he's gonna watch this. I love my dad. He's gonna watch this because he watched my last interview and he was very proud of me and shit. But like, I wish he would drink less because like I think he just fell into that. And when your father falls into something, that to me that automatically means you're susceptible to the same shit.
It means it's normal for you. It's a baseline of normalness now. Cause like for some families, they look at fucking some shit like, oh, I would never do that because it's like my mom would. But it's like if your parents would do it, even if they tell you it's wrong. Yeah,
and he's not an alcoholic like he's a violent alcoholic. It's just that once, in the same way I have it, it's like I can do 2 drinks. But once I have 3, it's 1 drink, 2 drink, or till there's no drinks left. Somewhere at around 3, at around 4, it's like you can't get me off the shit.
Do you have an addictive personality?
Well, I'm addicted to alcohol. Yeah, I do. I mean, I chain smoke.
Yeah, I do with everything.
Caffeine.
Yeah.
All that. Yeah, for sure. I mean,
so we're really like both. Yeah, we're really like neurodivergent spectrum.
Yeah.
Because
Neurodivergent boys.
Yeah.
Let's rename this podcast to the Neurodivergent Spectrum Boys. That's catchy.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
No, but it's like, so it's, but I wish he would, I mean, he's 60 now roughly, so it's hard for him,
That's
obviously, but it's like, it's like it's just so normal for him. You know what I mean? And it's so like, I'm glad I got the D, but anyway, I'll wrap this up because I want to finish your shit. Where I got my DUI and then I couldn't drink with everyone anymore. And then, so that social element got removed. Right. But then as I was drinking, and it's not like, fuck them for staying drinking while I couldn't drink, because I don't believe in that. It's like the world doesn't revolve around me. Y'all do what you do. But being sober for 6 months made me realize how much time I was fucking up drinking, and then the next day, and the haze of that, the clarity loss.
Yeah.
And then compounding that, because like I've been drinking at least one time. I'm 32 now. I've been drinking one time a week, at least minimum, sometimes 3 times a week, every week since I was probably 18. And you don't realize that. So around 25, the hangover starts to become like the flu, right? Like I used to be able to, when I was in college, I used to get wasted, wake up, shake that shit off with like in 2 hours and some Wendy's. You know what I mean? Now, if I get drunk, I'm in bed a day. Like no bullshit. Like it's like, you're going to give yourself a sickness. It's truly like that, right? Yeah. It hits hard as shit now that I'm 32. But it's like if you equate all of that time loss, and then it's like, and then when you're hungover, I mean, that's a day gone, and then the next day you kind of have to. It's like being born. It's like, what's going on? Like you have to remember.
You're completely disoriented.
Yeah, you have to remember,
especially if you black out.
Right, and I used to black out. You know what's interesting? Your brain, if you black out one time, your brain just gets you there quicker as you go there. So when I was like in my late teens, early 20s, I would black out every time. And at parties and shit. It's actually like, there's a lot of shit that I did that I super regret. That's so fucking embarrassing that I can't believe I survived. I can't believe that I got my first DUI at 30. So it's like, that's a blessing. That's a super blessing. One time,
if you're drinking from 18,
yeah. So it's like, and I was wild, and I was a bad person. Like when I was drunk, in a lot of contexts, it was bad. But anyway, the point. So anyway, yeah. So it's like, that started my trajectory to kind of see the things around me, the landscape at Bank Rose, and realize that I had to leave, which was a very hard decision to make, because those are people I love, and I still do. You know, like Corey, I did him kind of dirty, right? Where I left, because I won't get into I'll get into it later, because I want to get into your story, but he cut into me in the way that is not surprising for him. Like he's just like on some brother shit. He's like, I'm gonna pull up and beat your ass. And I was like, bet. And so I blocked everyone. I changed the password on the email, blocked everyone the fuck out, and took it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, that was more of an excuse to get out, because I could have just been like, because I wasn't doing shit for the company, and I should have been, but I couldn't, because I felt I wasn't attached to it. Yeah. And there's multiple, like we could get deep into that.
That is deep. I can tell that's heavy.
That is a tangled web that I can break down, because it's like, and again, it's like, you know, Kurt got a Backwoods sponsorship in there, right? And they pay Backwoods pays $4,000 a month. They pay for that building,
I know that.
Right? And so, right, which covered all of our overhead, right?
Damn.
So Kurt, I was in the way of that business. There is a very good argument to be said that I was in the way, because I didn't want that to happen. And I still think that it shouldn't have happened for various reasons that I can get into. What I wanted to do was take a studio out and shrink it and get back to fundamentals, right? And so I could rebuild it, because it just got too overwhelming for me. It happened so fast. I mean, we expanded from 1 studio to 3 studios in 4 years. But Kurt took it upon himself to get a situation to where our entire overhead was being covered. So, and I was opposed to that. So there's a good argument to be made that I was in the way of that company. You know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, like, you know, it depends on, like,
I mean, it's how you look at it, because it's like in one argument, it's no company without you, because you started.
Well, I started it, but it's the same thing as like Steve Wozniak and Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Right? Where it's like, you know, obviously we'll see where they take it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm kind of disappointed in where Bank Rose is right now, because I feel like it's just a second Crowd Freak page, and I know there's a lot of opportunity there. But again, it's not mine anymore. I walked away. But it is like it's my baby in a sense.
Yeah, I mean, you built that. That's a business
I built
that you
it.
built, and now
I built it.
else is running
and it's still only been like 7 months since I got out. You know what I mean? So
Oh wow.
so it's like, I hope they do something good with it. But from what I see right now, it just looks like a second Crowd Freak page, and that hurts me on a spiritual level. But again, I made the decision to leave.
I mean, it just turns. I mean, it's just gonna be. He can kind of use that whatever. I mean,
However, because now really it's Kurt's. Because,
now I mean, if that's his business, I mean, he's going to use that to do all that.
Of course.
Shit,
well, Crowd Freak has always been the priority,
right? Exactly,
for sure. And that was something that it's not bad that that's the case, but it's one of those things where I wish that, I guess he may have communicated that, but I don't know if he did. But it was also me being naive, rushing into shit. You've kind of fallen into that idea of
fast.
Yeah, bro.
That was, I mean, when you're scaling shit in the middle, because right now, I mean, I'll get into that later, but like right now I'm in like a scaling phase, and it's like, it's overwhelming.
For sure.
It's the sensory overload,
for sure.
every day.
Yeah. So it's like
your mind's already racing all day.
Yeah. So like still, even though I haven't talked to Kurt, I'm very immensely proud of him. I wish shit went different, but it was like, so here's what I'll say. I think Kurt's tactics work really well for him as a personality, but he tried to apply them on me, and I'm not that way. I'm very much like, I'm going to slow down. I don't give a fuck if this takes 10 years to build. I'll build it. That's how I feel. And he's like, no, we need this shit now. But he'll do it. I won't. I'm taking my sweet ass time. I don't give a fuck. Like, nobody can make me get on their time. Nobody, and nobody really ever could. Like, even more now. No, you are on my time. If you want my time, you're on my time.
Oh, yeah.
Flat the fuck out. And people get mad at that. And honestly, if people get mad at that, they can stay out of my life. I take a very aggressive stance on that. Don't ever rush me. Don't ever push me. I'm not on your time because I'm so confident in my ability to get where I'm going. First of all, I don't need anybody. Flat the fuck out. I will get where I'm going. Time doesn't matter to me. Flat the fuck out, because I'm very much build the foundation, and get that shit boom. And then when you build the foundation, build the second foundation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm on, right? Yeah. And it's like, so Kurt is just fast. But it works. It's working. Like, he's going but it's like, you can't apply that to what I'm doing, because then I burn out rapidly. Exactly. And I hate.
You can do that when you're not caring. And now I see, when you lay it all out, I see why you guys wouldn't work, because he wants to move fast. You can move fast if you're not really caring about the product too much, because you don't have much delivery to focus on. But if you're focusing on the product as much as we do, it's hard to move fast, because if you focus on the product, there's so much testing that goes into it. The whole time you're building this foundation, we're testing. Right. There's no testing going on, because you guys, it's. Because, I mean, even the little concerts, everyone talks shit about those. Like, everyone says, like, it's not like a Crowd Freak stance. It's like, hate them. It's like, no, it's just from just going in it and just being a part of it, it's just...
The experience is lacking.
The experience is really lacking.
And I will say this, too, is when I was there, I was the culture of Bank Rose. Because
I mean, yes.
I was 100% the feeling, the culture, the sense.
How you did things was important.
Right.
You're the reason I came back. Like, like you saw Khalil.
Like, even to the shows.
They showed me.
Yeah.
They brought me. I was recording with my dad at the time. They brought me. They introduced me to you. I think it was 6, 7, whatever years ago now.
Yeah.
And you actually recording me and saying shit. Talking to me while I'm fucking recording, and oh, that shit matters.
Yeah, well, I care, but I care, and I care about culture. I care about people, because, and I said this on the other podcast too, where it's like, when in my situation, someone's coming in and giving you money, so for a chance at being creative, because really it's like, engineers have to realize too that artists are bearing their soul, especially an artist like you who's writing really personal shit.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so you have to take that serious. You have to take all of that serious, because their future is in your hands, or at least. Their potential is in your hands, and that's so important. Potential is something that people subconsciously hold very high. Is your potential, because it's like, if you're fucking around and you're wasting time, like why do we look at kids and we get excited? Why is when a child dies?
Why are they the future?
Well, really, it's like, why when a child dies? Why is that the most soul crushing thing ever? It's the unlived potential.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, if you're coming in and you have potential, you are giving me, people don't realize this, but this is also why an engineer is important, is you're giving me access to the trajectory of your potential. You know what I mean? And it's like, a bad engineer will fuck that up immediately and make you want to quit, and it might not be your fault. Or you could think you're sweeter than you are and you're just not going to make it anyway because your mindset is wrong, right? But yeah, it's like, it's the potential. So I care about that. And like, I care about art. I care about people. And I understand too that if you're from the hood and this is your therapy,
oh yeah,
this is your way out.
Yeah,
this is the escape from your life. This, and that's serious, bro. It's so
many times. It was some of those songs I was crying during.
Yes, yes. I recorded someone the other day, and she recorded a song for her son and her brother because her brother's very close in her life, which to me is awesome because that's rare to me.
Yeah, and
I'm kind of getting emotional thinking about it right now. She had a clip of her son saying like, "I love you." I forgot his name. "I love you." And I put it on. She had to go to the bathroom. I just made my best judgment, put it on where I thought it would have the emotional impact. Hit that delay on it. You know how that works. It's like the boo, yes, that shit. And she heard it and she like covered her face.
Man,
you know what I mean? Like you know what I mean? And it's like, and I was there, and because I'm a parent now.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it's
deep.
like, and so I'm getting emotional thinking about it now because I almost cried. Like I can feel it right now. It's like, and so it's like you're in control of that as an engineer. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, if you're just there to make money so that you could just rap whenever you want, like you're kind of a dick. I guess it's not that you're a dick, but it's like you're just do something else, man.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't be that dickheaded about it, but it's like people who are you got to be in shit for the right reason. But that's also why I'm going to excel. It's like, actually, I take that back. Everyone who wants to rap or be an engineer, you do that because I'm going to take all your clients and I'll leave you poor.
Yeah.
And I'll be happy to do it. So anyway, I'm sorry. So now we have 15 minutes. We rambled off on my shit. So where were you in your story that you wanted to finish?
Man. But no, man, I was taking it all in because I like hearing your stories too, because we just have different stories from different lenses.
But this is what's cool though, bro, is we at the same time went through similar shit where we had to. I like the story of the Phoenix. I'm very metaphorical if you haven't picked that up with these stories because I have belief in them. If you dissect them, there's answers there. So like the idea of the Phoenix is that when something gets too old, when the bird gets too old, it bursts into flames, and out of the ashes, a new phoenix is born, right? But it's the same phoenix, right? But that's the idea. And it's the same thing because you going through all that shit, you burst into flame, as did I. But something else is there in its place, but it's the same thing. It's the same thing, but it's restarted. Yeah. And that's what that is. And I really feel like the Phoenix, right? And that happened to me rapid fire. Boom, boom, boom. Right, with my drinking, with my relationship, with my finances, with my business partners, with my friendships. Burst, flame, 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 flame. Until now, I'm the same but different. I'm someone who I'm supposed to be. I'm a little closer to who I'm supposed to be. I'm a little closer to that unrealized potential. And I like that as a thesis. I like that as the only way to be reborn is to die. Like that's flat the fuck out. Because if you want to be not who you are, and I think as a person you should. I don't think there's nobody should be like you're good how you are. Yeah, I don't like that. I actually get mad at people. I'm actually cutting people out of my life who, when except my parents because they love me and I understand why they say it. But it's like if I tell you there's something wrong with me, like if I tell you there's something I don't like about myself, and you're like, that's fine. Yeah, no. Then it's like, no, it's not fine. Yeah. It's not fine. Like me with
yourself grace and stuff like that. Right, I like it a little bit, but not too much.
Yeah, don't beat yourself up, but at the same time, make the steps. Like me, I chain smoke cigarettes. You think I like that? That's not fine. That's not fine. I was drinking, with the energy drinks. I quit energy drinks, and you know how much I love them bitches. I'm sitting here on the coffee right now, but sugar, I quit energy drinks, which was really hard. In 1 month, I lost 7 pounds. 1 month. I was chubby for 4 years because I could not put down the sugary shit. And I feel so much better. My energy is better. So anyone who's telling me it's cool you do that, it's not fucking cool. It's not.
They usually have a vice that they're clinging to that they're like, that's why they're like, no, it's cool.
Well, listen, everybody does. Everybody does. But I think that in some sense. But I think that just some people don't take growth potential seriously.
Yeah, a lot of people look at, and I'm trying to learn. There's people who just live life raw. They're just raw dog in life.
Yeah,
just going through it. Like I'm just living. Like I'm just like, especially people who like kill people. Like and meeting people. What? Like people who like murder people.
Serial kill. Yeah,
like
I wouldn't call them. I'm just living life.
I mean, not just living life, but it's like just when you're able to do things like that, it's just like that's deep. Like you're really just kind of going through the motions. You don't give a fuck. Like,
yeah. Well, I think most people are.
You don't care about karma. You don't care about nothing.
Most people are on autopilot.
Yeah,
I mean, serial killers are a crazy example.
Yeah,
I would say. I
mainly meant like the guys who like rap, who like say that they actually kill people. Like I hope that most of them are lying, but like
they are. Well, of course they are.
Who like are talking about how many bodies you got, and it's like killing bodies, and it's just like geez.
Yeah, we could get deep into that. But like, I mean, even me, I lie on all my music.
Yeah, and that's when I stopped. I was making music like talking about some guns and whatever fuck, and I'm just like, nah, all my music is more so what I like, which I like R&B.
I'm so happy you're making that decision to make music for yourself.
It just didn't feel good,
right?
And I don't like listening to that. I like to rap. I got some hard ass songs where it's like straight hip hop, just bars.
Yeah.
But the music I like listening to more is like Smino, Rex Life Raj, Sam Smith, Snow Allegra. You always gonna have Drake, but just chill people who talking about some shit, some lifestyle shit. Yeah, talk to me, but man, because I want to get to my fucking I didn't even get to tell you about my alcoholic period.
Oh,
and not that many people. But yeah, I went through that like. That was kind of almost like next, but like we were like we're Jason Capital. So back to that.
Yeah. We have. So I'm gonna shut the fuck up. So yeah.
So Jason Capital, like I said, he had to like lay off half the team. When you guys were listening, you might have thought like, oh, this must have been where you fell off. I should have, and I think God was even saying like, okay, I got the idea to start like my coaching business and start doing my own thing when I was 18, but when I kept touching money, I got lazy and I didn't do it because I'm like, why would I go and do that risky thing when I'm making bread? And it took me so long to do it. Mm-hmm. And I think God was trying to tell me right then, do it, but I didn't. And then Jason connected me with one of his mentees, somebody who had took his digital marketing course. This was like the biggest flex ever. I'll just have one of my students who is a millionaire now after taking my course. I'll have him hire you. Yeah. While I'm rebuilding. I'm like, that's crazy. So I'm like, his shit, if you follow Jason Capital, like his shit works. Like it's legit.
Cosign. Hey, Jason Capital, why don't you give us some money?
Oh, please.
For some ads. Like for our 4 viewers, maybe.
Yeah, but that shit, that was dope. But then I started working. Well, he connected me, his operations, Tiff, love Tiff. She has connected me with so many positions. But yeah, Tiff was the one who kind of orchestrated as well with working for Jason Wojo. So I don't know if you've seen him at all, but he's kind of big in the online space too as a marketing company. And that was like the lob they threw me after I lost that, because I was like going to be kind of like fucked. Yeah. I was just spending money. I was just throwing it. So I had just bought this fucking Bucky, bro. I don't think we'll be able to have him in here. We'll probably be able to maybe. My dog, he's retarded. I mean, not whatever the word is you're supposed to say. He's the word that's politically correct to say.
He likes rocks.
But dude is but I bought him. I just went crazy for Christmas because it was like 4 days after Christmas. So it was really ass. But I had to spend so much money on so many things. So it was like, it would have fucked me because I wasn't really saving like that. Yeah. But they threw me the lob, went to Wojo Media, started off as a rep, closed more deals in their wholesales team in my first week.
Wow.
And then before they promoted me to the director of the sales department, I had 11 sales in a week, and this is like the minimum of these sales was $1,500 for them, and the minimum that I was making per sale, I believe, was $300. But it got like crazy. That's when I made more money. I made more money there than I made at Jason Capitals. I'll just say it like that. I was making really good money, and I wasn't saving still. So
like $20K a month type shit.
It was getting scary because I had another source. What was I also doing? I was also working for Taki Moore. So I also found that like a little bit later. And Taki Moore also, Taki is Jason Capital's mentor. So that's who he learned from. And then, so I worked for like trio of people.
He's your grand mentor.
Yes, he's my grand mentor. I worked for like all these guys, and they're mentoring each other.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm working at Jason Wojo's in January, February. I'm trying to think of what the fuck happened. But yeah, I mean, making great money. Oh yeah, that March of whenever this year was, I'm not gonna say the year because I don't know which one. He made more money than he ever made. He told me that. And, I feel like if you're going to say that, really back that up. If you're just telling me I made you more money than you've ever made, like, I should feel that, whatever. But it was going crazy. I implemented, so many different things because they were only just selling on the phone, no Zoom at all. And I'm like, high ticket is good to, obviously connect with them and see their face. But so many different things, and it he never really respected me. Just to not even get into that too much, it was just a respect thing. I think what happened was he came into money very young, and I always heard you stop growing at the age you become rich or wealthy. Like you can because you don't have a need to. Like
right.
Some people need to grow up to.
I will say that money doesn't solve all problems, but it does solve a lot of money problems. Oh yeah, you know what I mean? It's like relationship problems a lot of times are directly correlated to money. Even
when you think they're not.
Yeah, love is not enough at a certain level. But anyway, yeah, there is something to be said about that. Maybe not for everyone, but that's why there's a level of respect with successful people who are also people say the term humble, but it's more like willing to grow. People who are still willing to grow.
Who don't themselves like the best.
Right. Pushing themselves, right. It's like the cat's pajamas. Let's bring that back. Yeah. So, okay, I agree with that. But anyway, yeah, you felt respecting. Yeah.
So it was like I can notice from the jump, he just didn't know how to talk to people. It wasn't personal. Yeah. And I knew that, but I still took everything personal because that's just what I do. And I've been trying to work on that. But it was already hard to not take things personal, and I'm making good money. But then my grandpa passed. Yeah. My grandma passed like previously, and I didn't take it that hard because I'm thinking, what's the good? Come on, what's my silver lining? Why was I sad about my grandma dying? Because I didn't spend enough time with her. So I'm like, let me do better with my grandpa. Yeah. And then when he passed, it was like I had planned. He died like months after she did. And it was like I was planning this whole summer. I'm gonna take him fishing, this and that. So I'm like, I'm about to do things right. I'm like, I was still trying to wait until whenever, and it killed me. So then once he passed, like everything was like just crumbling. Like I couldn't turn that thing off that takes things personal. So everything he said to me is just clicking. It's just hitting hard. I think one time he just asked me, can you show me, because he wanted us to send like a video to clients before calls. He was like, can you show me the video you're sending to people? I'm like, what the fuck is he asking me for my video, not anyone else's? I'm like, what the fuck? And I ended up like, that was like the start of me quitting. That was like our last thing, like just that. And it didn't even have to be like that. He was very disrespectful, and maybe get into that. Maybe, I don't know, but I shouldn't have quit. Right. But after that, I quit for another job. It was an automation job. I won't even name drop them because this is a shitty guy, shitty company. Everything this was not a good experience. That guy. But this is this is when I learned that you can't, even when this is what I learned. And Darren, I can't wait to have him on because I was kind of feeling like he was being a dick. Like he was kind of talking to me the way that sometimes you talk to me, but it was different coming from him. I don't know why, but he was telling me like, I'm talking before I get there. This place that poached me from Wojo Media, like, was telling me he has this $40,000 offer I'll be able to sell and be paid 10% per sale, so it's gonna be $4,000 per sale. I remember I told you about this, and I was like super excited. And then he was telling me, the worst guy on my team made 4 sales in a month, and I'm like, that is amazing. Right. And the offer sounded great, but then when I start, off the rip, he sends me an offer letter that says, instead of saying 10%, it says 6%. And I was like, what if I sign that? He's like, oh, no, I'm sorry. But that is actually it, though. Is that okay? I'm like, so you knew that was it. It's not a mistake.
Labels do that, too, to people, by the way.
The guy, LaRussell, told a story about that. That was really cool. But I want to wrap this up. This dude, man, basically lied about everything. I don't know how many sales were actually being made, but it was like, the product didn't sell itself, and that's hard to sell. So the product, I would do the whole presentation amazing. Everyone would say I'm doing amazing, but they're like, these numbers just don't make sense. Right. I don't think it's going to be that profitable. So
which is also why I believe in product first.
Yeah, you know what I mean? I think it was some shit that was just not the best. But anyway, long story short, I tell my sales manager Darren about me going through what I'm going through, and that I'm grieving and like I haven't made money yet. And he also told me I wouldn't be doing any cold calling. Now I have to do my own cold calling and shit like that. Yeah. So I left a really good place making great money to go do some bullshit. Right. But
under false pretenses, though.
Exactly. He did lie a lot. But then he calls me out of nowhere this one night. He never had called me. And he calls me. And he had found out about the passing. So I'm like, okay, he's going to give his condolences. And he's like, yeah, so I just wanted to say, man, all people die. Like everyone has a death date. Me, you, right now, we have a death date. And, my grandma passed. You think I was sad? Like this is his pep talk to me. Like I lost both my grandparents, and I'm 23 years old. Like I was 22 years old at the time. Like you're kind of being a dick. But he just keeps going. Like don't you think your grandparents were like you selling for me, closing deals, making money? No, but he's dead ass. He's at a party. He's calling me from a party. He's at a party.
Drunk. It's loud. On coke. He's drunk and on coke. And he's like, now's the best time to call Jace and say, fuck his grandparents.
At like 8 p.m., I'm already like, wasted, like drinking, sad as hell, like not having a good time, bro. Not having a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah. that was that. And then after that conversation, I was like, that's what made me want to go full time. I had been already doing my own consulting and coaching on the side for a while, but this made me like, right after this, 3 months after this, I went just all in. I've been full time doing my business ever since.
That's dope.
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to wrap it up.
I was fucked one more time after that, but I'll wait maybe for that.
Yeah, like I said, again, it's like we got many episodes. This is good. How you feel now? Let's do the wrap up.
That feels like therapy. Like saying that shit out loud. Like that shit was fucking ass.
Yeah, it's good. You know what? I already know that because I revealed some shit about like Bank Rose that I wasn't gonna reveal in general. But fuck it.
I was like, damn, okay.
Yeah, but it's like, fuck it. Because here's the thing. This is what I'm trying to do now. Is I'm trying to live in truth, like flat out. I'm trying.
I'm not gonna be mad at that.
Right, and it's like if anyone over there takes anything I say personally, quite frankly, I don't give a shit because it's true. Yeah. I'm not going to sit here and lie. So if me telling the truth is offensive or it fucks something up for anyone going on, then I don't give a shit because if you're living in a lie, not that I said anything disparaging, I don't think.
Yeah, I think you gave everyone grace.
But it's like, you know, I'm not going to suffer liars. Because here's the thing. The one trait I hate the most is lying and liars. Like, I cannot stand it. Flat the fuck out. And I think being truthful, or as truthful as you could possibly be, that's also a Jordan Peterson thing, which I'm a huge fan of Jordan Peterson.
Yeah, he's amazing.
So, like, you know, if you tell the truth and you live in the truth and things get better for you, and anyone who wants me in their lies or to be devious with them, I will not, I refuse. I just refuse. I'm going to tell it because it needs to come out. And it's like, I can't, I'm not going to.
It's going to come out.
I'm not, and it's going to come out regardless. I'm not going to worry about how anyone else perceives anything as I go through this. I'm just not, right?
Yeah, that's a good way to do
it. And so again, it's like I was going to go on Kid L's podcast. I still have to. It's really hard for me and him to connect because he's so busy. Like, he's doing great shit.
Yeah, I've been watching him, bro.
Yeah. And so, like, he's wanted me on there, and it just, the timing didn't line up. And the reason I didn't want to go on there is because if I went on there in the time that he wanted me on there, I would have been on there not giving grace. I would have been talking insane, crazy shit that is maybe deserved, but not really. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like I said, it took, anyway.
You were probably more in victim back then.
For sure. Yeah. Well, it was less, it's like, I just felt trapped, and I felt like they were the ones who trapped me. Well, and that's a half truth.
Right.
I definitely trapped myself. For sure, based on character flaws, which I'm resolving. But anyway, so now, because you're nervous about doing this, right? And it's like, and we had your sheet. Like, I really like this conversation, and I think this is going to be easier as we go.
Super.
You know what I mean? Because maybe we'll start repeating shit or whatever. But it's like, I don't really care. Like I said, it's like 10 episodes. I'll start worrying about it. You know what I mean?
And you can leave the worrying to me. I worry about everything, and that's why so much shit gets done.
Right. All right. Let's think of an outro catchphrase. This is a Preme podcast.
The Preme podcast.
So I don't even know what the fucking name. This is the Preme podcast. Stay preemin'.
Stay preemin'.
That's terrible.
That's awful. What's up? I mean, because I've been honestly watching a lot of podcasts to see how people end their shit, and everyone always kind of does different. Because I was watching first episodes of podcasts to see how people ended, and everyone kind of just had different shit, and it's not even the same anymore. So it's like,
that doesn't, honestly, that you could just straight up fade to black. Like, honestly, it's whatever. We'll figure it out.
It's like, word, bye.
Word up. No, I think this was good. Next week, I can't wait to do this next week. So we're doing this,
11:30.
So
I want to do it live, like one of these, or we can start doing it. Find some way to do it live, because there's a way to do it live. And
so you're uploading this on like is it going to be the Preme Pod YouTube?
It's going to be
specifically, or is it going to be on?
It's as of right now, it's going to be on the Preme Consulting YouTube. Okay. I'm thinking about making a Preme Pod or throwing it on. Just my personal YouTube for the one that my music's on. So it's going to be on one of those. That's going to be decided in the next couple of days, but definitely on Spotify and Apple and all that.
Yeah. Okay. We'll figure that out anyway. Yeah. So cool. All right.
That's episode 1.
That's episode
1 in the books.
In the clickbaity title. Yeah.
Made history. Yeah. Shit. The title can be.
Oops, I premed myself.
Well, I'm trying to think of something else we said.
I don't know, because I'm gonna watch this 90 times. I love the sound of. I did that interview with AB at Fader Goat. Shout out them. I'm gonna have him on too, just because Quid pro quo. That's what it is.
Quid pro quo.
Nope, that doesn't sound right. No, what I said was right. No, but anyway, I watched that like 95 times. Like I just like hearing myself.
I like hearing myself.
Yeah. I'm the best there ever was. All right, we'll wrap it up.
That's it, man. Yeah. I like that.